Hello boys and girls, and welcome to my first playthrough of a Pokemon game. Like the video and subscribe, and consider becoming a member if you want early access to our videos. This, if it wasn't already obvious, is Pokemon Violet, and it's going to be a legendary run. Like literally legendary, because I will be using a team of legendaries.
Right, so we're back in the Glitchfest region, known as Paldea. We actually played this game a while ago, but couldn't get past like the first gym because it was just very bad in terms of optimization. But here we are again, hoping to actually finish this for real, and our good friend Bush will be the one to complete it.
Yeah, as George said earlier, we'll be using a full team of legendary Pokemon for this playthrough, just to change things up a bit, since most people never use legendaries and think it's overpowered, which it can be at times. But we want to enforce some rules so as to not make this too easy for him. If you have any suggestions, then leave comments below.
I am so glad to be back in sunny Paldea, guys. Glitches aside, this can be a very fun game, so let's go into it with a positive mindset. And I'm mainly speaking to you, Donald, when I say that, since you loved shitting on this game the last time we played it.
Not my fault they can't make a game that's not properly finished. Either way, I will do my best to be positive, like right now, where we're about to see our mom, who is a solid 10 out of 10 in this game. I love her so much.
Okay, so this is my first playthrough of a Pokemon game, but I've watched you three play enough of them to know that the first thing I should be doing is setting the text speed to fast, and then getting our starter Pokemon who won't even be used. So I kind of feel we could skip this whole introduction bit.
No, dude, you gotta play it out like this is a normal run. Especially since this is your first game, you should get a grip on how the intro works. Plus, you have us three to help you as well if you need it. But I think we should take a step back and let you figure things out for yourself, considering your team is going to be the strongest one we've ever used.
That's right. This team is going to be very broken, to be honest, but the rules should balance it out a little. First off, they're all going to start at level 1 with crap moves. And then from there, I think we should implement a no healing or switching rule as well, maybe. Or we could wait a bit and see how good Bush's battles.
I want to see if he remembers all the types and which ones are strong and weak against each other. There's like 19 of them now or something. So there will be a lot of things for him to take into consideration.
Check it out, everyone. I have my new backpack and hat on. Plus, I look dapper in my school uniform as well. This is going to be so fun. We're about to leave the house for the first time ever as well. And having watched the new Pokemon Horizons anime, I look forward to seeing what Paldea is about in game.
You don't see much of Paldea really in the new anime, but there is a lot of open spaces and wild Pokemon to encounter. And talking of new things, one of our members will be a new legendary, and one sort of legendary. By that I mean a pseudo-legendary, which was recommended to us by a longtime viewer.
It's going to be Baxcalibur. You might as well tell everyone what it is, Obama, because they're going to see them all soon anyway. Well, it won't be Baxcalibur right off the bat because it needs to evolve. But you all get the point. It evolves at level 54, though, I believe, which is high, but still not as high as Hydreigon, which for some reason evolves at like level 65.
If someone could explain why Hydreigon evolves at that level, then it would be greatly appreciated because it makes zero sense. There are way stronger pseudo-legendaries as well.
Look how sweet these three little ones are. They're so cute, and I love them all so much. Although I've seen the final evolution of that blue duck one, and I gotta say, I hate it with a passion. But right now, it's adorable.
These three starters are all right, I guess. They still don't top the Sinnoh starters in my view, but as always, the fire type is basically the best choice here. It also looks the coolest once fully evolved.
Hey, since we're currently 3 ex-presidents here and 1 active one, this building where the principal lives looks strangely familiar to me. Donald, since you're currently in the White House, what do you think of this place?
First of all, there's less peasants walking around the front gate taking pictures, which is nice. Also, it's by the beach, which automatically scores points for me too. So yeah, this guy is living it up here for sure. And he's just a principal. So how does the actual president of Paldea live, I wonder?
I've always wondered how governments work in Pokemon, because you never really see authority figures in the Pokemon world other than Officer Jenny, Looker, or the champion. There's no figureheads or anything really, is there?
Actually, we have seen some kings and royalty in the Pokemon anime before Joe, so that's not strictly true. But other than that, it seems they want to keep things lighthearted and fun, which is fair.
For the sake of getting things moving along here, I'm going to pick the fire-type Pokemon, even though, like I said before, we won't be using a starter, but for fun, I will name it after yours truly here, just so it's a little special.
This poor little guy is staring at you with so much love in its eyes, only to be dumped in the PC box for the rest of its life, never getting to see the light of day again. How does that make you feel, Bush?
Well, when you put it like that, I am starting to feel kind of bad, to be honest, because look how sweet he is. I mean, worst case, if you keep making me feel guilty, I will just release him so he can be free and run around with the other ass Pokemon which live on the first route in Pokemon games.
It will probably be the strongest ass Pokemon, though, since most of them are bug types on the first route, and this guy is a fire type. Anyway, our girl Nimona chose the grass type. She actually chose the weaker Pokemon.
One of the rare instances where that happens. Not that it really makes a difference to us, but hey, this is going to be your first Pokemon battle ever, Bush, so you know what to do, right?
Ignore everything those two say, George, especially Obama, because he is just useless. The best strat for you since you're new is the brute force strat. And by that I mean just keep spamming the attacking moves and don't even bother with defense lowering ones or status ones yet. You're not ready for that at this point.
As you say, Sir Donald, I'll be calling you that from now on, since you're the only one out of the three of you who has given me actual advice. Obama is just being an annoying little gremlin and leaving me to figure it all out by myself.
He just hopes there will be someone as worse, if not the same as him, when it comes to Pokemon battles, so don't worry, dude. I know you got this, and you'll do really well in your first battle.
You'd have to be a total dumbass to lose a battle like this, especially with a type advantage too. Even I would never lose this battle. Overall, I think I did quite well in my last playthrough, which you all should go check out. Pokemon Storm Silver full movie is available right now.
Yeah, if you think you're bad at Pokemon games, then watching Obama's playthrough of Storm Silver will feel like a therapy session. Every time I think I'm doing bad in a battle, I remember he exists, and then suddenly I'm all happy again.
I'll also start doing the same whenever I lose a battle. But the team you guys are giving me should ensure that never happens. By the way, you only mentioned one of the Pokemon I'll be using, so what's the others gonna be? Or should we wait for the reveal coming up soon?
Wait for the reveal. The other members are actual legendaries, and we want everyone to be shocked and stunned with the choices we've made for you, George.
Just because you use legendaries doesn't mean you'll automatically be OP. Remember, I lost a Lugia to a goddamn Wobbuffet, which no one saw coming. Plus, Mirror Code is busted, and I still think should be banned from all games ever.
No, you lost Lugia because you're an idiot, and there's nothing more to say than that. Now back to George, who's going to get his first Pokemon catching lesson from Nimona. This is a pivotal point in your Pokemon trainer career, dude, so make sure to pay attention to what she says.
You're making this out to be some big deal, Donald, when he's not even going to catch any Pokemon, first of all. And all you need to do is throw the damn ball at the Pokemon anyway. It's not difficult. Plus, you always have Master Balls somehow, so it's not like he'll ever fail.
At least my good friend Donnie here is helping me and teaching me his Pokemon master ways, whilst all you're doing is moaning and spreading negativity around Obama.
Lechonk is the first Paldean Pokemon we get to encounter as well. To be honest, I think this one is garbage, and you should never use it, Bush. There are so many better choices out there if you ever play this game with a normal team.
They say you need to lower the Pokemon's health to get a better chance. But the actual best way to catch Pokemon is to put them to sleep. You can keep their health at full, but one sleep powder or hypnosis, and they're going to be an easy catch for you, Bush. That's some free advice from the current champion of Sinnoh.
Nimona wants us to catch Pokemon and then meet us at the lighthouse. But what she doesn't know is we're about to have the most busted team in Paldean history. Maybe only second to Lucian from the anime.
She just interrupted me about to show everyone the team. But that roar came out of nowhere and scared the hell out of me, boys. Anyway, here's the team for the whole world to see. I want to know what you all think, and remember, this is a legendary run, and this is a team we want to try out too.
All right, so we have Chiyu, Regidrago, Rayquaza, Meloetta, Articuno, and finally Baxcalibur's first evolution form. I gotta say, I wasn't expecting to see Rayquaza on the team since he's so strong.
They're all level 1 right now, too. I guess that's the first way to make things balanced, but these guys are going to be extremely overpowered the higher level they get. So I think the no healing aspect in battle has to be implemented, And no switching out either, just to make things more fun for us.
Now that all the viewers have seen the team, go leave your comments for names for each member of the team, or maybe your favorite, and we shall pick some for the next episode and shout out the person who named them too. I think this is a really fun team, and none of this is supposed to be taken seriously either. So remember that.
I just want to say, I'm not happy about the whole switching rule in battle. This is my first Pokemon game, remember? And you guys will be throwing me into the deep end by having that as a rule. The no healing part is fine by me, though. Now we have to go save this Miraidon from starving, apparently.
I still don't understand how a phone saves us from breaking our legs by falling off a cliff. That Rotom must be the most overpowered Pokemon we have with us if you think about it.
The Rotom phone will always be a mystery to us. And something else that is a mystery to me is how this purple dog is considered a legendary. I just don't get that vibe from it. I mean, it just acts like a dog, and that's about it. Its shiny form is pretty cool, though. If anyone has seen that, it's all silver and metallic looking.
If we're going to compare the two-box Pokemon in this game, however, I think Miraidon here wins over Koraidon. Purple is my favorite color, firstly, and I like the futuristic look of this one compared to the ancient-looking Koraidon. Both are cool, but this one is just better for me personally.
Yeah, this one is like SpaceX rocket boosters for legs. And it only needs sandwiches to take off, too. Only if we could power our NASA rockets with sandwiches, guys, we'd be ballin' right now. Anyway, Bush, we're gonna be escorted by Miraidon through the cave so you can get back to the top of the cliff.
Oh man, I hate caves too, so I'm glad I'm not going through here alone. I always hated watching you guys navigate those absolutely pitch black caves in the older games, where you'd need flash to see where you're going.
Another thing about this game I've noticed is the amount of items they have left for us all over the place. No other game had this many before, but Scarlet and Violet just wants to try be as helpful as possible.
Game Freak probably expected this to be many people's first Pokemon game since it's on the Switch, Joe, so that's why the first route, for example, has a ton of healing items, and even a full heal at one place. Usually you don't get them till around the first gym. But of course, in this game, we can choose what path to go on.
The amount of items they gave is pretty insane, to be honest. I think they went overboard in some places, like this cave just has items 4 feet apart from each other, it feels like. And also, what's that green glowing stuff, too? Looks like it could be fallout.
Hey man, it better not be contamination. I bet it's all the gunk coming from Area 0 where Miraidon came from. Apparently, the lore for this Pokemon is it came from a time travel machine or something, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it happened, but we can't reveal more than that for you, Bush, since you need to experience this game for yourself without spoilers.
And a battle has already kicked off between Chi-Yu and Houndoom. Let's be honest, we all know who'd really win this, but of course we can't let our little fishy go on a rampage just yet. Something interesting about it, though, is how it's not even a water type, but a fire and dark type Pokemon. I wonder why it has such a unique typing.
None of us know the Chi-Yu lore, Donald, so if someone watching does, then let us know in the comments. That Pokemon hasn't even been shown in the anime yet. I don't think along with its other counterparts, which all seem to come from Chinese mythology.
Boys, you guys weren't helping me at all and just left me to fend for myself whilst I almost got eaten by a Houndoom. How about providing some input for me next time I get ambushed? That was really scary for me.
Bush, you big baby. You had a legendary Pokemon as your guardian. What did you expect us to do exactly? Joe would have fallen asleep most likely, and Obama would have gone to eat his KFC. Plus, Houndooms don't eat people last time I checked.
Talking of food, I think this guy needs another sandwich or something because he's lost all his power now. Funny he only had enough to get us through the cave, but now it's all gone. He must be like at least level 70 as well.
After all those shenanigans, we finally made it to the lighthouse where Nimona was supposed to meet with us earlier. We haven't even encountered any glitches so far, boys. So that's something to be happy about, too.
Hang on, there's some bozo staring through that window bush. Since you're the one playing, you have to be the one to go sort him out once because he could be committing a crime.
First of all, I'm too old to be stopping criminals, Obama. Secondly, Nimona here seems to know his name, and my team of Pokemon are all level 1. which means they're basically babies. Pokemon that have just hatched from eggs are level 1, so I'm not feeling particularly confident right now.
His name is Arvin, and he seems to know Miraidon very well. This could be a big part of the plot, which I should stop talking about before I spoil it all for Bush.
If you spoil anything else, dude, you're getting the ban hammer dropped on your head. You already went and gave away things earlier, and even in our last series on the channel, which was Luminescent Platinum.
If you two are done arguing, Bush has started his first proper Pokemon battle, excluding the one he had with Nemona earlier. Arvin wants to see if you're worthy of looking after Miraidon since it keeps following us around George.
I can't believe this is my first official Pokemon battle, and my legendary Pokemon are getting destroyed by a tiny fat squirrel of all things. I swear if I lose any of the team, it's all 3 of your faults because they're all level 1 whilst he's level 5.
Battling a higher-leveled Pokemon doesn't mean you're always going to lose a battle. But in this case, I take back what I said because Regidrago just got one shot by tackle. That is quite embarrassing, George, seriously.
George, you're garbage at battles. Imagine losing a legendary Pokemon to a level 5 Scowbit or whatever that thing is called. Not even Obama would be that stupid.
Oh wow, so now you're both turning on me when I said multiple times that I'll need your help. I still don't know the basic type matchups, and the team is so weak. Clearly being legendary means absolutely nothing if something like that can happen.
Okay, so I gotta say the only reason you're gonna win this battle is because that squirrel is spamming Tail Whip and not actually attacking. There's no way you'd have won this. Otherwise, I'm sorry to say.
Even you've turned on me too, Joe. Wow, thanks guys, you assholes. Just so you know, I won that battle even if Arven was a moron and didn't attack me at the end there. Now I have to go find a Pokemon Center to heal up at, which will cost me too.
You do realize it's free to heal up at Pokemon Centers, right? You've been watching me and Donald play long enough to surely notice that every time we entered a Pokemon Center, we never had to pay to heal our team up.
I think George may be worse than even you, Obama, and I don't even know how that's possible. But hey, let's give him a chance since this was only episode 1. Losing Regidrago was quite tragic, however.
I'm very unhappy with you 3, just so you know. You guys better watch out because I'll turn into a better Pokemon trainer than all 3 of you combined, and I'll beat this region's champion on my first try too. You guys can all go to hell and stay there.
Calling Gita a champion is a stretch, but sure, whatever you say, dude. Just know that this is called Friendly Banner, and you have to get used to it if you want to play with us 3. Bernie couldn't hack it, which is why he's never come back LMAO.
That aside, I'd like to remind everyone to hit the like and subscribe button so this first episode can reach as many people as possible.
Yep, we'll see you all in part 2. George will get better, I promise, and we hope you enjoyed part 1, so see you all soon, guys.
Look, boys, we've gone back to school. Would be a bit weird if 4 old men rocked up here, but of course I've been transported back to a 10-year-old. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button too, everyone, and join our channel as a member if you want early access to videos. I also named a couple of our Pokemon after suggestions from 2 of our channel members.
Yeah, keep posting name suggestions for us until the whole team has been nicknamed. We will take name suggestions from normal viewers as well, but members get priority. All that aside, Bush, you made it to the school, but this is actually the biggest city in Paldea as well. The school just so happens to be here.
And we're already encountering drama, and we've only been here for like 10 seconds. So Bush, like the 3 of us, you're also going to have to deal with evil teams, and this particular one happens to be the worst to exist yet. Team Skull used to have that honor, but I think Team Star takes the biscuit for me.
Hey, you forgot about Team Yell too, Donald. Those guys were just as pointless, if not even more so, than Team Star here. Although both teams have no motive or real agenda, so they're both just generally terrible.
Right, so Articuno has 2 moves so far, Bush. Icy Wind and Powder Snow. I can't be giving you moves like Ice Beam or Sheer Cold right off the bat. Also remember that legendaries take much longer to train up compared to normal Pokemon, which is a sort of nerf to them because they're already so strong.
That's his first battle against them done and dusted, though. See, Bush, they're not that bad, so don't get scared or nervous if you're feeling that way. There will be much tougher battles coming up, though. And the Elite Four in this game can be difficult at times too, but we're far off that for the time being.
I was just minding my own business here, and now Nemona is blaming me for starting a battle with these fools. I was even protecting that poor, ugly, short-haired tomboy there too. I did the right thing as a citizen of the Paldea region, and this is the treatment I get.
I can't believe you think she's ugly. I think that small glasses girl is kind of cute and sweet, to be honest. But that's just me, I guess. Each to their own.
That is absolutely just you, Joe, and we want nothing to do with such weird thoughts. Then again, I'm not surprised you'd think that way. You did the same thing in Alola when Obama went to school.
Hang on, Donnie. Bush is getting his first experience of terrestrializing. This is the newest gimmick in the Pokemon series, and it basically changes your Pokemon's type and adds a fancy crystal crown to the top of their heads for some reason. Either way, Mega Evolution is still the best, and we personally find this pointless.
No, I've grown up a bit since we were last in Paldea, and I don't mind this now. It has its uses, but I wish you just didn't have to go back to a Pokemon Center after every use. With Mega Evolution, you never needed to do that. So I don't know why they made that a thing in this game.
So I can only use it once, and then have to basically heal up each time I want to use it? That seems all right. But if Obama says it's pointless, then I probably won't use it unless I really need it. Maybe it could be used strategically, though, when I can't counter a certain type.
I can't remember if it also changes the type of the move or just the Pokemon, but yeah, you could use it like that if you get yourself in a pickle bush. Anyway, you saved the cute glasses girl, and now we have to head to class.
Your sense of urgency to head to a classroom is both disturbing and intriguing to me, Joe. What exactly do you expect to happen in there? Throughout the whole game, we're in here for like 10 minutes and then basically never come back unless you want to be a nerd and read all the pointless books in here.
Hey, I think what Nimona just said was a slight throwback to Black and White, where we battled in our bedroom and destroyed the place. So they have outright banned battling inside buildings. Makes sense though. I mean, imagine letting of Roar of Time or Judgment in here.
If those two moves were used at all, Obama, there wouldn't be a planet left, let alone this school building. But I actually have a question for the viewers, so I want you all to go comment what your favorite thing and the worst thing about Scarlet and Violet is.
Looks like we're back in the robot classroom where everyone's legs move like they're made out of sticks or something. For me, Joe, the worst thing about this game is shit like this. A game from 2022 and they can't even animate anything right.
This is quite scary, to be honest, for me to look at. It's like everyone in here is just staring into my soul with their demonic eyes. And now I have to stand up in front of them all and introduce myself before they fetch my soul and send it to the afterlife or something.
You're also getting interrogated in front of the whole class too. I hate confrontations like this, so I'm glad it's you and not me, Bush. After this, we can explore the school a bit though, or you can piss Donald off and spend the rest of this video going to the library and staring at books.
What we have to do right now is find Nimona, so no time for exploring. The only rooms we can go into anyway is the classroom, the director's office, and the cantina. The one main thing I don't like about this game is you can't explore more buildings like the older ones.
Yeah, that's a bummer too. A menu pops up once you've entered some of the buildings instead of them designing an interior, which would have been nice, but I guess they focused more on developing the outside area since it's open world now.
By the way, Nimona mentioned that lady just now was the champion, or did I hear that wrong? You said she was Gita in the last episode, Donald, but you said she's a joke of a champion too. What's so bad about her exactly?
You will find out yourself soon enough, I'm sure, Bush. I won't spoil anything for you right now. You won't be battling her for a very long time anyway, so forget her and move on with whatever Nimona has you doing. I don't like her very much either, by the way.
She's hooked us up with the Victory Road Path. This means all the gyms are available for us right now, Bush, and you can actually choose to go to anyone you like. Personally, I'd stick with the ones in the south of Paldea first and then work your way up. The northern gyms are much more difficult, I believe.
Hey, how comes all the people in here have properly functioning legs, but everyone in that classroom were moving like literal bots? Either way, our boy Arvin is here and has a mission for you as well, Bush. There are some very special Pokemon dotted around the region, all of whom came from the crater, and we have to go battle them.
Oh, I remember this part of the game. You have to go make those sandwiches or something which helps to restore Miraidon's powers. I might go and do all of them first. since it'll make navigating the region a whole lot faster, especially when it can climb up those cliff faces.
Those sandwiches are made using herb mystica thingies. If I only had access to that, then my Sleepy Joe days would be done for. I wouldn't kept falling down the stairs to Air Force One either.
Oh my God, there's so much talking going on here. Arvin won't shut the hell up, so let's go see what the director wants Bush. He actually has someone very special to introduce us to. There is some secrets about the fellow as well, which I really want to tell you, but I probably shouldn't.
What, Donald? The fact that this guy isn't even real or whatever his story was. He's like the most boring person in this game regarding the characters other than maybe Gita.
Who the hell are you both talking about exactly?
This bozo on the TV screen, Bush. He's the professor of this region, although Obama and his big mouth basically outed what his actual deal is in the game. He didn't reveal as much as I thought he was gonna, though.
That's because I can barely remember anything about him and only remembered he existed as soon as we entered this room. We don't even see him again for ages anyway, and he doesn't provide anything useful to the story until basically the end game.
Obama, man, you really got to keep your mouth shut and stop spoiling shit constantly. Also, I'd like to say part 1 of this series should already be out if anyone missed it. We saw all your comments for nicknames for our team, and we shall be naming them with the news ones in part 3, so stay tuned for that, or...
Yeah, well, it's not like it's a spoiler for the viewers. By the way, the first video had great reception, so let's try keep that momentum up, everyone. Now that the professor has gone, we can finally carry on with our meaningless lives and start the adventure.
Not appreciating the negativity around here, Barry. This game is already so fun, and I can't wait to battle my first gym leader. I think I'll head east out of this city into the desert route first. By the way, I also saw lots of comments from viewers suggesting ways we can make this harder, and we had some good ones.
Yeah, essentially no switching or healing popped up the most. Also keeping the Pokemon a few levels below the gym leaders as well, which all sound like solid ideas, and were ones we were thinking of too.
I'd like to discuss the dorm room situation here, boys, because this has to be the worst one I've ever stayed in. They should have allowed us to customize it at least, and put up posters and statues around. I'm sure Joe would fill the room up with every youngster Joey statue he could get his hands on, and Donald would fill it with a bunch of Arceus plushies.
I'd fill it with Cynthia posters, but that's just me. Now I've had my beauty sleep, though we can get on our way and officially start our adventure. I am so excited for this one. We can even let our Pokemon walk around with us, so having these legends by my side will make me feel even more like a trainer.
Okay, so the director, who's also totally not that shady guy who wants Team Star gone, is giving the final announcement before we head off. There seems to be a lot of younger children here too, which is odd because they're supposed to be 10 when they're allowed to leave.
Once again, Joe is talking about the little ones. I will swiftly change the topic before this gets out of hand. Joe, go eat your damn ice cream and take your nappy poo before I smack you one, bro. The president is basically giving you the rundown on your task, Bush, which involves going around and learning more about yourself pretty much.
Unlike these peasants, though, we have an actual goal to strive towards. We're going to be saving the world, becoming a champion, and eating a ton of sandwiches. If that's not important, then I don't know what will be.
Yeah, things are kicking off now. His speech was obnoxiously long, and I did almost fall asleep to it, actually, Donald. So there. Also, this Pokemon is the one Nimona kept comparing Miraidon to. Silazar or something is its name, and they do look very similar.
We're free to do pretty much whatever we want now, though. You said you wanted to head East Bush, but usually I go west. That's just me, however you do you. There is actually a giant crab if you go east, which could be the first trial we can deal with.
Yeah, let's go beat a giant crab Obama. That sounds super fun. My team will probably struggle a lot in the beginning anyway, which I kind of want. Worst case, I could always ask Donald to talk to his buddies and reduce the level of our Pokemon if they get too strong. If you get my drift. Donnie wink wink.
That was some aggressive winking, Bush. I got what you meant, dude. You didn't need to fap your eyelids out, thanks very much. Anyway, Arvin and Nimona are together again. They're arguing about what challenge we'll spend our time with the most.
They both need to calm down because I'm doing all of them anyway. So impatient, seriously. And now I'm getting a phone call from this weirdo again. Cassiopeia, or whatever her name is, hacked my Rotom device and is now spam calling me. Maybe this is a cat call?
For your sake, I hope it's not Bush. She just wants you to take on Team Star, though. Their bases are dotted all around Paldea, so you can do them if you like. May as well for the experience, but they're not too difficult, to be honest. Especially with your current team.
When I played this game, I ended up doing them last. Or if I came across a base whilst exploring the world, I'd spend time taking them on, but they're not really important to me, to be honest. The main thing is becoming champion and taking on all the Titans.
Yeah, no one cares about Team Star except maybe one person who's really going to tell us how they feel now in the comments, LMAO. Either way, Bush, you can also ride on the back of Miraidon now as well, which makes traveling faster, although he is nerfed a lot at the moment.
I thought we could eventually fly with him, but apparently that never is an option, which is a bit weird because in the intro, we see him leaving the crater place and flying around all over Paldea. Why would they take away that power but give it to Braviary and Legends Arceus?
Forget Legends Arceus. They let us fly on the back of Latios in Hoenn, in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, remember? That was a really fun feature. Sometimes Pokemon reminds me of Animal Crossing in that they add cool features in one game and then remove them in the next for no apparent reason whatsoever.
I'd like to remind everyone to hit the like and sub button once more. This video will be out early for members, so consider joining if you want early access, guys. You can see Bush's shenanigans first and leave comments and tips for us before anyone else.
This whole city can be a pain to navigate, so you're doing quite well, bro. And in part 3, you can expect our team to be fully nicknamed, so cross your fingers and your toes, and maybe we will pick your name for one of our 3 Pokemon left.
Crossing your toes does nothing, Donald. You gotta cross your legs and arms too for maximum luck effects. I'm being serious too, try it. But don't hurt yourself, kids.
Right, and if Obama has finished chatting nonsense, we will see you all in part 3, guys. This episode has set us up for our new adventure, and I guess we'll be taking on the crab right off the bat. So stay tuned for that. Big rhymes occurring too.
Donnie dropping some mad bars before the video ends? Wow, Jizzy Joe will not be happy about that. Joe, why do you have a mustache in the thumbnail? You literally grew that overnight. Because it wasn't there a few days ago, dude. Are you going to explain yourself? Because we can't have someone as demented as you looking better than us.
Go like and subscribe, everyone, for me, Jizzy Joe Biden. The normal Joe isn't here today, Bush, so I have no idea what facial hair you're on about, because all I have are my gold chains.
Would you two zip it for a second? As you all saw, we have new names for most of our Pokemon as recommended by the viewers. Except for Reggie Drago here, who only got 2 nickname suggestions, so we'd like to see more from you guys before we come to a decision with it. The poor fellow has had it rough losing the first battle, and now it doesn't even have a name.
Yeah, so go drop names for the coolest looking Reggie Pokemon in that group. Also in today's episode, Bush is going to take on the first Titan of the game and then make his way to one of the closer towns, which has a gym. We want to see no losing and only winning Buddy.
We're already kicking things off with a battle against an Arrokuda. This Pokemon apparently gets shot like a missile from another bird Pokemon in this region, I'm pretty sure. It's a cool fish that we shall never use.
Boys, I gotta say that Regidrago is really struggling in battles right now. I know it needs to have some challenge, but both moves it has are physical attacking ones when it's got a much higher special attacking stat. I hope it learns something decent soon because Bite and Body Slam are awful.
They're only awful on this Pokemon, otherwise they're not bad. Also, check it out, Bush. You can see all the wild Pokemon running around freely in this game, which is something I love about Scarlet and Violet. I think you should try catch a few of them and build our Pokedex up between traveling through routes.
If we're going to be catching Pokemon, then I definitely need Knackley for the meme. By the way, saw a Knackley salt and pepper shaker on Etsy the other day as well, which I thought was absolutely genius. I need me some of those for Christmas, which is coming up soon, guys.
Pretty sure we're currently in March, you dumbass Bush. We're closer to December from 2024 than we are from the one in 2025. Naxley is a little cutie pie for sure, though. And lots of the Pokemon on this route are actually decent. Shinx, for example, is a fan favorite.
Our boy is on a roll, though. He caught both of them in instant catches, which means we get more experience or something, doesn't it? I swear the ball usually rolls more.
Sometimes it does, but if you're a G and lucky as well, you can get instant catches. But these Pokemon are really low level, first of all, and also not very difficult to catch. So that's probably why he's getting so lucky. Either that or my buddies have been getting into the game files again. Cough, cough, cough.
Ah, I see. So that's what's been happening. Bush has the super luck ability like that one Pokemon who I can't remember. The cool thing is the Pokedex in this game is like a library, though, with all those books.
Hey, check it out. I caught a Pokemon that looks like Donald. Young Goose, or whatever this thing is called, was definitely styled after him without a doubt. You guys played through Alola and didn't even notice this, did you?
Actually, we did notice that very obvious thing, Bush. You weren't even around during those days in Alola. Maybe you should go watch the full movie on the channel to see all the abuse Donald got for looking like that vermin Pokemon.
And then he can also go watch how much you sucked at Pokemon battles back then too, Obama, and then come to the conclusion that literally nothing has changed. Also, catching a Charcaday is super awesome, Bush, because that Pokemon is really strong when evolved.
Personally, I prefer the purple version of that Pokemon. It's the one in the New Horizons anime as well, and it just looks way better. The red fire one is cool too, I guess, though.
One thing I will be avoiding is some battles because we don't need the team to be too high leveled. They give us worthless items as well if you beat all the trainers in the area too.
Bush, that's not the Titan, but a Terra Raid battle. Some of them are dotted around Paldea, kind of like in Galar with the Dynamax battles. They're pretty cool, and we can take them on later if we have time. They're difficult too, so would be a fun challenge.
Dynamax was really fun, and the last two gimmicks they released affected all Pokemon. Mega Evolution only affected certain Pokemon, and mainly ones which we were weak to begin with. Now you can have a Terrestrial Rayquaza, which was already busted.
And boom, another Pokemon caught. Shinx is awesome. Now hurry your old ass up and get to the crab. I got me the munchies so I could eat the whole thing myself.
Jizzy Joe smoking a big fat one already? And you can't eat the crab Pokemon either. That's just cruel. Although we all love Miltank Wagyu steak, that stuff can be cut with a spoon. It's so juicy and tender. And I bet some of you are watering at the mouth now.
Hang on. I decided to battle this dude, but he has a goddamn Jigglypuff. I wasn't expecting this. This little pink demon always put everyone to sleep in the anime and was hella strong too. Plus, I think it's a fairy type in this game as well.
Bush, you gotta be careful. That thing is using stockpile, which means, well, yeah, it means death to Regidragon yet again. The poor guy can't catch a break, can he?
Okay, Bush, you're not exactly filling me with much confidence so far in this playthrough. You lost Regidrago to a Jigglypuff. Thank God you're not running for president anymore, because that would have sure tanked your ratings big time, bro. That was worse than Obama losing Lugia to Wabuffet.
You gotta give me a break though, Donald. This is my first game, remember, and I don't know what all the moves do and how the typings affect each Pokemon yet. This will take me a lot of time to learn, and I am like 70-something years old as well. My bones don't work like they used to.
If you want my advice, then send out Chi-Yu and one-shot this grass type with Ember. It is a strong move for us right now. And the first gym you'll probably end up heading to is grass type as well. What do you guys think about the puzzles we have to do before the battles, though?
I think they're all right, but I do miss the older game style of doing things. I don't think you can really compare this game to the others, Obama, because it's open world now.
Jizzy Joe is right. I mean, we have a Makuhita and a Knackley just staring at Bush as he battles this random salary man, who, by the way, is a bit weird to see standing here in the middle of a desert, and he's even wearing a suit.
Donald, do not say anything more than that, please, dear God. In other news, the salary man has been beaten, and we shall be moving on very fast before Donald opens his fat mouth again. I want to see how giant this so-called giant crab is anyway.
Maybe don't use Regidrago on it, though, Bush. The guy is quite useless right now, so maybe switch train it for now until it gets some special attack moves that could help boost its power.
Well, the main rule we have is no healing during battles, so we got to remember that one. And then people are still commenting suggestions in episode 1 and 2, which is great to see. Remember, you guys can become a member of the channel if you want early access to videos.
Even though I set a waypoint, this place is really confusing to navigate through. I have no idea where I'm going, and all the rocks and landmarks look exactly the same. There needs to be a teleport feature for God's sake.
Here's your giant crab, though, Bush. It actually is huge. I think it got this big because it kept eating its greens, so make sure you listen to your parents' kids and eat that broccoli. Yeah, I see it on that empty plate of yours. If you eat all your greens, then one day you too will become just like this crab.
Oh my God, I forgot it was called Klawf. What a funny name, but yeah, eat your greens, kiddos. Or smoke it either way.
No, please. Do not do that. Now back to this battle bush. You gotta actually take it on like 2 or 3 times in this one go. It has the block move as well, which means we can't run away. So it's like mean, look. Remember, if you need to, you can terrestrialize as well. And then it will turn into an ice type.
And the rock dragon has been taken out yet again. I just don't understand why this keeps happening to Regidrago. I feel really bad for the guy. I bet once it gets stronger, though, it will stop losing. It just has the worst moves right now, and that's all your fault, Donald.
How is that my fault? I can't be giving you its signature moves or hyper beam or something yet, can I? You need to earn the right to use those moves, and so far after losing to a Jigglypuff, you aren't proving yourself.
To be fair to him, the crab is quite a tough boss, and using Regidrago's moves on it weren't that effective. Articuno, however, is a solid choice. Also, I saw a lot of comments of people so happy to see Articuno on the team.
It's probably my favorite bird out of the legendary trio. It definitely has the best design and looks so pretty too with its shiny blue tails. The shiny form we have, though, is a bit bland, and they could have made it more apparent that it's a shiny. Either way, it's a beautiful Pokémon.
The crab is all juiced up now, though, Bush, so get ready. It's going to be even stronger this time, and we even have Arvin with us to take it on in a double battle, which should balance things out a bit at least.
Those special herbs it eats can basically cure anything, so shouldn't everyone be looking for them and making more? Imagine all the diseases you could cure once you have a stockpile of those plants.
I mean, the normal person would probably do that. And knowing you, Donald, you'd capitalize off it and sell them for extortionate prices to make more billions. Can't say I wouldn't do the same, though. These gold chains need to be funded somehow.
That would be a very smart business plan, though, which is Donnie's forte, as we all know. This crab is slowly losing its health, and thankfully it can't heal. But I hope it won't run off again for me to chase down.
At this point, it won't run away, but you beat it regardless, Bush. So well done. Drain Punch is a solid move for Meloetta since it restores our own health, which is a sneaky way of healing a battle, but I think this is allowed since it's a move and not an item.
Wow. So that's the first Titan dealt with. This also means Miraidon will become more useful for us. How it works is after each Titan beaten, we gain more power to Miraidon, and it can do more stuff, so essentially, you could take on all the Titans right now if you wanted, and then be able to access Paldea much more easily.
Some of them, especially on the other side of Paldea, are really strong, though, Donald, and right now, if I keep losing Regidrago to shit like a Jigglypuff, imagine how bad it would be against a stronger Titan.
My favorite Titan is that little sushi cutie pie. They're so small, and then, well, you'll see what I mean later on, Bush. That one is one of the tougher ones, though.
Our boy took a selfie with us, though. Surely this place would be best kept a state secret until government officials like myself can get in there and sweep up all of those herbs. And then we can grow them and mass produce some for the whole Pokémon world.
See, because I'm a kind fellow, I gave my sandwich to Miraidon boys. That way it can be the guinea pig and see if there are any effects later on. Especially if Donald plans on harvesting them all up and stuffing them down the throats of everyone on the planet.
They're an ancient form of plant, I think, if they're in that old book of Arven's. And they're definitely safe to eat as well. I'd happily eat them every day with all my meals because I know they're just that good for me, boys.
You can be the human guinea pig for them, Obama, along with Arvin, who probably didn't even wash them before putting them in his food or mine either. Man needs to up his hygiene game, especially considering we're eating our lunch in a cave.
And somehow the professor got our phone number. I bet the director Clavel, or whatever his name is, gave it to him. He's quite useful for us, though, and gives us hints on what Miraidon is and can do as well.
I think he needs a better haircut before he starts associating himself with the likes of 4 presidents. He thinks he's a teenager with that haircut, but he's probably in his 40s and is having a midlife crisis. Back in my 40s, my hair was just gorgeous.
Donald's hair rant aside. The next big city for us to head to is Artazon, guys, which is the grass-type gym location like Obama mentioned earlier. I have no idea what to expect from these gyms, but Chi-Yu will be my main force of action there.
Something I recommend doing is collecting the shiny items on the floor because I think they unlock more TMs for us, which could be useful. The moves we have on all the Pokemon right now, except maybe Chi-Yu, aren't great. Bush.
I think they're like furballs or something. Someone can let us know about that in the comments, but also, whilst you're down there, guys, make sure to like the video and subscribe, as it really helps our channel grow. We recently hit 24,000 subscribers, so thank you all so much.
You only hit that because I started appearing in more videos, Donald. So you 3 should be thanking me, actually. And check it. I made it to the gym, too. This place will feel the ultimate wrath of my shiny blue fishy, just you wait and see.
Big L taking all the credit for the channel growing like it is Bush. I'm sorry to say, but us 3 started it all, and my gold chains only add to the subscriber count.
Before I get ganged up on by you guys, we're ending this here. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We hope you enjoyed the video. We're going to be pumping these out as much as we can as well, so stay tuned and have a great week.
I'm actually doing all the editing, so I could just edit you out of everything and replace you with a turd. At least that would treat us with better respect than you have right now, and not steal our credit. Right, we're gonna crush this peasant grass type gym today, aren't we, Bush? You have Chi-Yu, and all the gym leader has is some grass that happen to look like Pokemon, and then we can take on the fire base, which is right next to this town. So go like the video and subscribe, everyone.
Join the channel as a member too if you guys want early access to videos. We release them a day or 2 early, and sometimes even a week, when a new series starts. And now you can all watch me crush this. There seems to be a challenge I have to do first, which is what you guys mentioned in the last video.
Oh boy, those trees over there aren't looking so healthy, are they? In fact, none of the trees since we left the gym building are looking very pleasant. It's actually hurting my eyes staring at them for a long time, too.
Yeah, this is to be expected, though, with a game that was only cooked for half the time. It's actually sad that we have to say that at least the game is still playable, but this is unacceptable still.
I'm gonna have to keep the camera pointing down so that Obama's eyes or the viewer's eyes don't start hurting. I'll probably make a cut anyway, because who cares about watching me round up a bunch of glorified sunflowers?
We only need to find 10 of them anyway. But even when they're walking, we seem to have frame drops as well. At least the gym challenges are kind of fun. There are better ones than this one, in my opinion, like the giant walnut.
I'm gonna drop a question for the viewers before the gym battle starts, which is, which legendary trio, birds, beasts, Regis, etc., is the best and why? There are many trios, so to speak of now, so go comment your choice below.
Interesting question you asked, Bush. Personally, for me, I think the best trio is the One Beast trio from the Johto region. I just love the origin story of Ho-Oh resurrecting Suicune, Entei, and Raikou. Also, Raikou looks so awesome as well.
Those 3 doggos are super cool, but I like the birds, and their Galarian forms are very nice as well, even if Zapdos looks like an orange ostrich more than a legendary Pokemon. Galarian Articuno looks the best out of those 3.
I think those alternate forms look so stupid, Joe, but each to their own, I guess. Before I tell everyone my favorite trio, Bush is about to kick this battle off against this beta version of Berg from Castilia. At least that's what I think of him.
You're right, Donald. This guy looks ridiculous. I hate the way he dresses, and his hair looks like a mop you'd use to clean the floor with, too. I could flip him upside down and use him to clean up his own sweat once I beat his sorry ass.
His name is Brassius, too. He sounds like he's from the Roman army more than a Pokemon trainer, but hey, he somehow got the job as a gym leader, so let's see what he's about.
Seems like he's already giving up if he's using garbage like this Petalil. Why would anyone want to use this in a battle? The only thing it has going for it is that it looks really cute and would make a salad very tasty.
Well, you've chosen the right Pokemon to battle him with Bush, so that's a good start. We have ice types and fire types to beat Brassius with, so I can't see you losing this. Also, I would like to see Rayquaza come out in battle because he didn't appear in the last episode at all.
Man, this little one is very strong already. Apparently, Baxcalibur is more of a physical attacking Pokémon once it's fully evolved, but ours has a mild nature which boosts special attack. Personally, as long as it's strong, then I don't care what it ends up being. The only thing we want is winners.
You say that as Super gets taken out because Bush decided to use Tackle instead of Icy Wind the fool. Why do you be sabotaging us like that, bro? We need that little guy to gain experience because the Team Starbase will be way more difficult than this gym battle, believe it or not.
Well, look, Donald, I sent out Ray for you. Plus, he only has a Pseudo-Wudo left. This is a rock type, but I guess he'll use his Terra Crystal in the battle now. My Rayquaza is actually a poison Terra type, but that would make things too easy if I use that.
Fine, do as you wish, but you better win. That's all Obama and I care about at least. I can't speak for Joe because he is usually complaining or frothing at the mouth for something.
I don't even know what that means, Donnie, but sure, whatever you say. Just be aware that I'm actually the best trainer amongst all of us if you look at the statistics.
Right? Keep telling yourself that, you bozo. I'll let the viewers decide who the better Pokemon trainer out of me and you is. I will tell you right now, Joe. It's me. Plus, I look better than you do anyway. Looks are half the package.
Joe has a Pikachu on his shoulder right now, which automatically gives him bonus points if you ask me. In other news, Bush is slowly chipping away at Sudowoodo here, but I just realized something. We have no water-type moves, and water types cover the largest amount of Pokemon in the games, which means we have nothing to counter fire types.
This gym battle score is awesome if you guys are listening to it. It sounds like the one from Sword and Shield when we battled Leon or the main gyms, like people are cheering for Bush as he claims his first victory.
Yeah, I did win, but I'm kind of bummed I lost Rayquaza in the way I did. Rock Throw is super effective, of course, but still, I felt it could have done more damage than it did. Still, I'm glad I won my first gym battle in any Pokemon game ever with no drama.
Yeah, I guess it's safe to say you did well in your first gym battle. Well done, my dude. Now that's 1 down and 7 to go, but no time for pleasantries, because as Donald mentioned, we have a very difficult Team Star Raid to carry out. Their bases are full of their own challenges, which we'll have to deal with.
Typical Nimona calling us and wasting our important time with pointless yapping crap. I'm glad Arvin isn't like she is. It was nice of her to congratulate you on your first win, though. Bush, so well done again. That fire base is right next to the town, so let's see how that goes.
Our team is all healed up since they took quite the beating from those grass types. And now Cassiopeia is phone spamming about this base. What I want to know is, how comes the anime got such a cool villain arc, but in the games we get these peasants?
We also have to deal with this ridiculous fool, too. I mean, who the hell would walk out the house looking like this with that excuse of a haircut? That is an abomination.
An abomination, so to say, LMAO. But jokes aside, this guy is Klawf clearly, unless he has a twin or something. He wants to help you take out these bases, though, Bush, so looks like you found yourself a brother in arms in this fellow.
So much for brothers in arms when he just walks off. What's the point of coming out looking like that if he's not even going to help me? He was even eavesdropping on my conversation in episode 2.
He's waiting for us to beat this random guard who's blocking the entrance to the base. We have to beat him, Bush, but he should be relatively easy for the team we currently have. Hopefully, anyway. I have spoken too soon before.
This is a very bad type matchup to start the battle off with Bush. Houndour may not be fully evolved, but it can still be super annoying if you're not careful.
Yup. I just found out now. I have Ancient Power on Regidrago, though, which can also boost my stats, which is my game plan for most battles coming up in this game. I've seen many people use Ancient Power before, and it makes other moves even more powerful.
That's all well and good, but this dog has Roar, which will ruin your day if you're not careful. It forces another Pokemon out onto the field, and he could just spam it until it's run out of power points. That way, though, would make it take ages to knock Houndour out.
You had to open your fat mouth, didn't you, Barry? He's literally doing what you said he might do, and spam Roar till Kingdom Come. I swear that move has like 20 power points as well, which means We could be here for a very long time.
Nah, Donald, it's almost gone. It's just a little pain in the dark side. Plus, look at the level difference between me and it. If this is how difficult this first battle will be, then I don't have much hope for the entire base itself. I have a bad feeling about this, boys.
There is quite the discrepancy between us and that one grunt. But these battles are different inside the base bush. You actually launch the Pokemon out of their balls and let them fight on their own, which is a cool feature.
We can do that in the normal overworld too, which is a quick way to gain levels, I think. But I agree, this could be rather tough, guys. If that grunt had a level 25 Pokemon, then the boss will probably have a level 30 or something Pokemon. Even though we have legendaries, their moves are garbage, so it won't matter.
See, this is why over-leveling is just the best thing to do. You can't go wrong with a team of level 100 Pokemon that just come in and make all these clowns look like fools. I love my level 100 Arceus with Judgment and the other 3 Creation Trio signature moves. It's just the most OP thing ever.
But that's not fun. Plus, Bush needs help right now. Let's see how our team does against the free roam Pokemon here. I think Meloetta should be able to hit quite hard, but our little super is kind of trash at the moment. Rayquaza seems to be going on an absolute mad one, though.
These controls are the most frustrating thing ever, though. I try sending out the little guy to attack, but he just gets returned back into the ball and then immediately gets sent out again. You're right about Rayquaza, though, Barry. He's literally one-shotting them all. I could just use him alone to beat 30 of them.
Imagine what these guys must be thinking. They thought we'd come in here with a bunch of peasant little garbage sunfloras and whatnot, but then a giant black dragon descends from the sky and nukes all of them.
Rayquaza is just smacking them all in the face with his tail as well. I assume that's supposed to be Aerial Ace, but it's just destroying everything. Maybe we'll stand a chance against the boss in this place now.
It's good we can heal before battling more of them, and Clavel just stands there by the entrance minding his own business. I mean, surely the Team Star Grunts would be battling him as well to try get rid of the guy. Frankly, I wouldn't stop them if they tried.
Man, this is so easy with a capital E. You guys made me feel nervous about the boss battle, but this is quite literally a walk in the park. I don't even have to do anything here except spam the right trigger button thingy and my dragon does all the work.
Hey, Meloetta is punching them in the face as well and doing a number on the others. She's handling things even though she's quite low-leveled at the moment. I don't know if level actually makes a difference in this raid-style battles, however.
Only 3 left to go, guys. This was fun, too, and we get to do 5 more of them afterwards. Our team will be even stronger by that point, too, so the first battle won't be annoying with some bot-spamming roar.
Well, that was just the second stage. The real fight starts now against this giant vacuum cleaner thing. This is actually a Pokemon, if I'm not mistaken. It's also really strong from what I remember, but we'll have 2 Pokemon to battle first.
She sure does have striking hair and other features. Her name is Mela, too, so let's see what she's all about. Her first Pokemon as well is a Torkoal, and the one I have up front is Super. Probably a very bad strat sending out the Ice type first.
You have Dragon Breath on it now, which is its newest move. It doesn't do much damage, but has the chance to paralyze the opponent, which you just got so lucky that happened.
But there goes our little super getting one tapped by Incinerate. Definitely lucky with the paralysis bush. So I guess that could help us in the long run. But right now, we have no status moves to inflict on the Hoover, which is our biggest threat.
Ancient Power is the best move we have currently. Like I said before, we have no access to water-type moves for the time being, but Ancient Power can boost all our stats up by 1 stage. That will help us a lot.
Okay, you say that, Donald, but this thing would of course have Clear Smog, which negates all stat moves, and now we're back to square one. And on top of that, Ancient Power doesn't always boost my stats up each time it's used.
That's true, but I think we've got Torkoal up against the wall here. It seems like she only has 2 Pokemon as well, including the vacuum cleaner. Torkoal was level 27, which was way higher than any of our team, and yet you still managed to take it out.
Oh boy, we're battling the vacuum cleaner like you said, Donald. But I don't think this is an actual Pokemon. She somehow turned whatever this monstrosity is into a killing machine.
There goes Regidrago, which isn't so great. Ancient Power is what you were banking on, Bush. So now what do you have in mind to beat this thing? You could switch to Articuno now with the Reflect and use the time in between to heal up our knocked out team members.
Okay, guys, I literally have no idea what to do here. How is this thing so strong? One-shotting Chi-Yu with a move that's not even super effective. In what world does that make any sense at all?
And it has a speed boost going for it as well. Safe to say you aren't winning this one, buddy. I take back everything I said about this being easy. I think the best option for us is to train a bit outside the base on the Pokemon there and then come back when you're stronger. Or you can go cry about it to your mommy and let me play.
There is no way I'm letting you play Donnie. You played the last game and I need to lose so I can learn. There is nothing wrong with failing kids. And as long as I have Pokemon alive, then there is still hope for me right now.
Yeah, there's no hope. You barely did any damage to the car vacuum cleaner. And the speed on that thing is probably more than a speed form Deoxys that spams quick attack or extreme speed. Maybe we should ditch all the bases until after the gym badges are done.
We're not ditchers, bro. We do not give up when the going gets tough. Ash Ketchum never gave up on his dream to become a Pokemon master, so neither are we.
As far as I'm concerned, we won't need to give up because we'll just lose before that even happens. Bush, you failed miserably here, my boy. I am very disappointed in you. You cannot call yourself a Pokemon trainer with those skills.
What a new Bush. You got a lot to learn, my guy. We expect better from you and hope you improve by the next episode. I'm sure the viewers will agree, too.
All right, that was very uncalled for. Boys, after last video's dramatic ending, I am back after doing some training with the team of legends, and we're back to beat this girl boss to oblivion. Go hit the like and subscribe buttons and join our channel as a member if you want early access to videos.
Your boy Jizzy Joe Biden is back too, looking like an absolute G, don't you all think?
Stop blocking the damn screen for the viewers, you gold-chained baboon. They want to see Bush beat this Team Starfire peasant, not see your dumb face in the reflection of those Temu gold chains.
First of all, these aren't from Temu. They're handcrafted gold chains I bought off Rick Ross. Secondly, you calling me the baboon is the most ironic thing ever.
Insult him after the battle, Jizzy Joe. We have a team now that's in the low-level 20s thanks to Rayquaza literally carrying the lot of them in the world. All we did was set him loose, and then 10 minutes later, the entire local Pokemon population ceased to exist.
In other words, Rayquaza went on an unaliving spree, and here we are, so now Bush has no excuse to lose this. Plus, Chi-Yu learnt Will-O-Wisp, which we could use to burn the enemies, but I don't think it works on fire types.
Yeah, Barry, it makes no sense for a fire type to get a burn when their bodies are literally on fire on the inside. Like, imagine a Numel getting a burn. How would that even work?
No one cares, Bush. Now it's lock-in time. This is where things went south for us last time. The team is stronger, but don't count on things not going wrong. Whilst you deal with this thing, the question I got for the viewers in this episode is, what do you all think the most dangerous Pokemon out of them all is, and why? Legendaries and mythicals not included for obvious reasons.
The obvious answer to that is either Dusknoir or Gardevoir. Both of them can make black holes, which could quite literally rip apart the fabric of the universe.
Nah, the winner of this question goes to Muck. Imagine being around a giant, toxic pile of slime. I bet breathing the air around a Muck would make you sick.
There are other things about Muck that would make me sick, Obama, but my choice for the most dangerous Pokemon would have to be Golden Go. That thing could destroy your life.
How would an unlimited gold supply be the worst thing ever? I could use it to fill up Fort Knox if it's empty, first of all, and then I could just continue being richer and richer, more and more every day, without ever losing anything.
And imagine all the gold chains I could make from all the melted down gold which Golden Go would make for me.
Because you two, all that money and gold would get to your heads, and then everyone would only want to be friends with you for the money and not because they actually care about you. Imagine how sad and miserable your life would be then. Which is why Golden Go is the devil.
All right, well, that got depressing very quickly. How about we go back to this battle, which has already resulted in 2 of our Pokemon getting taken out. They all even went up about 10 levels and didn't learn one single move.
I swear, legendary Pokemon don't learn any moves until level 99. And then suddenly we have to sit through 10 minutes worth of menus whilst they learn everything at once.
Realistically, it's not that bad, is it? But from lots of comments in the last few episodes, we get a lot of TMs from beating these Team Star bases, and then we can build them at the Pokemon centers. I personally don't like that feature. Back in my day, you'd find raw TMs out in the wild.
You can still find those so-called raw TMs, Donald. They're colored in yellow balls and shine very brightly. And talking of shining brightly, I beat this base on my second try, guys. I bet you're all really proud of me, isn't it?
I will say that without Ray, you'd probably have lost this whole thing again, but sure, for your first game, you did well, I guess. It only gets more difficult from here on out, though.
We just got a sneak peek at the other Team Star bosses there in what appeared to be a flashback. Looks like we have about 5 more to beat Bush, but for now, you could head to the next gym since it's very close to us in the next city.
The next gym will be an electric type one if you're going to head there. The gym leader is actually a streamer and is very popular Bush, so if you beat her, then you'll be hated, and if you lose, you'll be hated. Either way, you don't really win. Her fans will be out to get you.
Oh boy, I know all about that feeling since I'm a super duper star. Don't worry, Bush, I can call my security for you if you like. They're the best in the business.
As long as they have no connection to Donnie, then I don't care. I won't be mobbed anyway because I'll just get Ray to unleash a dragon ascent on anyone who comes close to me. I hope he can learn that move in this game too, by the way. Someone should let me know.
Oh, look, it's that Penny girl you saved earlier? She's here for no apparent reason, which means she's a prime suspect in my eyes. It's always the quiet, nerdy ones you gotta watch out for, Bush. That's some big brain advice I have for you, all right?
Instead of that nonsense, how about you give him some advice on how this gym battle could go? It's an electric type gym, but we have nothing to really counter that at the moment. No ground types, or even a Pokémon with a ground type move. Earthquake could be quite useful to have at this point in the game.
If you're actually asking for my advice for once and not taking the piss, then how about using Meloetta more Bush? My wife has been requesting some more Meloetta action since you named it after her, and also we have Drain Punch as well. That move is very strong for this point and will heal us up too.
All right, sounds like a plan. I could use her for the main gym fight. And thanks to Nimona, I forgot we have to talk to the receptionist to get this thing started. I wonder what the challenge for this battle could be. I hope it's something exciting.
I still wish that we could have used Jirachi instead of Meloetta in this game. It's way more cuter and takes naps a lot too, so would relate to my other half. And by that I mean the normal Joe Biden. Not my wife, because Jizzy Joe Biden doesn't have a wife. I have wives, plural.
Yeah, man, we all know you're the biggest hoe amongst the 4 of us, which is very surprising to be honest. They're probably with you for your money and that's it. Either way, this battle is kicking off now, so let's lock in, Bushy buddy.
So how this challenge will work is the principal Clavel guy will go hide somewhere and you have to find him Bush. There'll be a circle for you to move and find him. It's a relatively easy puzzle. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Great, thank you for that, Obama. It's now your turn to say something useful to me, Jizzy Joe. Instead of banging on about your so-called multiple wives. And I just realized how much what I said could be taken out of context. So let's forget that last part.
Alrighty, here we go, and I'm so fast that I already found him. I won't say where, but come on, this first one is so easy.
I can barely see anything through my pitch black sunglasses, but I'm sure I would have also found him as fast as you if I wasn't wearing them, Donnie.
Take them off then, you dumbass. You think you look cool, but you actually look demented more than normal, and don't you forget it. Now, Bushy has also found the dude, and we have 3 more of these to do as well.
Oh, of course I'd have some battles in between. But with Articuno up front, I can't lose these. My only concern is the trainers don't scale up with us when it comes to the leveling, so I don't exactly know how overpowered I am. I saw lots of comments with people complaining about that too, which is a valid one.
Yeah, that was an issue people had with this game when it first came out. I mean, how hard would it have been for them to implement a scaling feature at the least? It's okay for the wild Pokémon to be all different levels, but the trainers should get progressively more difficult.
That battle was easy, but I gotta try find this fool all over again. There was like 100 other kids leaving for their adventure, so I don't understand why this guy has to keep following me around everywhere.
The bushes in the windows on some of the building were glitching out again. I hope Legend ZA is better refined when that comes out later this year. People will be pissed if it ends up like this.
I know I certainly will be. I just want to have an open world Pokemon game with the best graphics ever, kind of like Ghost of Tsushima or Red Dead. Imagine those kind of graphics in a Pokemon game for a powerful Switch, guys. It would sell so much as well, and Nintendo would make bank.
Oh boy, this trainer has one of my favorite Pokemon lines, being Electros. Dynamo here is very weak and almost garbage level, to be honest. But once it evolves, it becomes one of the most cracked Pokemons ever.
That little sperm was super weak. I bet training that up to its final form must be an absolute pain in the ass, Barry. I can't remember if you guys ever used one either, but I know Electros is a very strong Pokemon. I want to be able to use one of those one day.
I hope you do use one of those one day. I love them to bits along with Chandelure. Both of them are top-tier Unova region Pokemon, and Hydreigon deserves to be among the GOATs as well.
Shiny Chandelure is better than shiny Electros, though, and you can't deny that. It goes from purple flames to orange ones and just looks like a fantastic Pokemon.
You beat the battle challenge for the gym, which means it's showtime now, boys. All Iono's fans are going to witness the legendary Pokemon team that we have put together, and thanks to us, her sub count will go wild, which is what I'd like ours to do as well. So go like the video and subscribe, guys.
Yeah, we need a higher sub count than this buffoon who wears a jacket too big for her that her sleeves end halfway up the arms. How sad is her outfit, seriously? The youth these days can't even dress themselves properly or read a label.
She's probably sponsored by some fashion company in the Paldea region, which is why she's wearing these drips. I think she looks kind of cool, but that's just me. Each to their own bush.
She has a literal Magnemite in her head, and she thinks she knows about fashion. I'd like the female viewers watching this to rate this girl's outfit and let us know what they think. Saying that we are a bunch of old men, so our opinion probably doesn't mean much. I mean, we aren't even real.
The battle is kicking off with Iono using a Wattrel. This birdie is the newest member of the bird Pokemon, which every region has, and I gotta say, I hate the design of this one. It looks like a beta Tailo and Swellow.
Luckily for me, Articuno has really good defenses, so I should be able to tank a lot of these electric-type hits unless she has Thunder or something. She has 4 Pokemon on her team, so I'm not sure we should even be battling her at this point.
She got Articuno paralyzed, and remember, we can't heal in battle, so switching out is the best option we have. She's sending out that fat blue thing, though, which is also built like a tank bush, so you gotta hit it hard.
If this belly bolt thing had my hair, then it would definitely look like me. I'd like to see that, actually, because this Pokemon is so adorable and chubby and fat. And yeah, I said all that before one of you take a jab at me. Or knowing one of the viewers, they're probably making a comment as I speak right now.
It hits quite hard, too, considering it's just a fat ball of fluff, or whatever its skin is. I wonder if it's like snake skin or if it's just fluffy. Our little super is still very weak, though, and it won't evolve for a very long time either, which is a pain.
The only reason we didn't take as much damage as we should have was because of Articuno's Reflect. It's worn off now, so prepare to get destroyed bushy. Sorry for the negativity, but you're still a rookie unlike me who's a monarch.
You basically just cursed me there, and now Super has been taken out. Not that it was really doing much for us anyway, but still, the little guy needed the experience, and now he's gone. At this rate, the little fella will never evolve.
I'm just curious to know when Meloetta will learn a new move, because in over 12 levels or so, she hasn't had anything new to her name. It's just been Drain Punch, which won't work against that Ghost-type leader when we get to her. And that battle is a double battle, too.
We can cross that bridge when we come to it, Barry. I'm slowly eating away at Iono's team right now, however. Maybe after this battle, we can head into the desert to fight that giant worm, and then I think I really need to take on another Team Star base so I can make more TMs in the Pokemon Center.
This little child is making me very bored, Bush, so hurry up and clap her one. There is no other electric-type gym leader who can beat my soulmate, Volkner. He is the GOAT, and all these other ones have nothing on him. In fact, I still stand by the fact that he is probably the strongest gym leader out of them all.
He's up there, but you always forget Drayden and his dragon types. Iris too. But just because they don't have that many Pokemon, it could make them easier. I think Volkner could probably beat at least one of them in an all-out battle.
Volkner is also better than Iono because he has a Luxray and an Electivire, 2 Pokemon which could destroy all 4 of Iono's. Hell, even Lieutenant Surge could beat this girl with Raichu, and well know how bad Raichu is from our Ultra Sun and Moon playthrough. Daichu is what we ended up calling it thanks to a viewer's suggestion.
Boy, I still get PTSD from that game and that silly little over-glorified electric rat. It was hella cute though, so it has that going for it. Raichu in the anime never seemed very special, and they always made Pikachu seem way better even though it's weaker arguably. I guess it has the advantage being the mascot of all Pokemon though.
Hang on, boys. This has got to be cheating. Iono sends out a ghost type, but just because she has an electric Terra type on it, it's suddenly allowed in this battle? That seems pretty cheap if you ask me, and only we're allowed to use multiple types in the game since we're the most important person. The story of Paldea won't progress if it wasn't for us.
I think we have more things to worry about currently, Donald. Regidrago is getting knocked out yet again, which means it's now been beaten in every episode of this playthrough so far. I bet its friendship rating has gone into the negatives now. I don't blame it, to be honest.
All right, time to bank on the strongest Pokemon we have so far. Chi-Yu should be able to take this Ghost Electric Muppet out of the game. I hate Miss Magius so much. Fantina can go to hell with how annoying her one was in the first Diamond and Pearl games.
At least we can actually use Will-O-Wisp in this battle without having to worry about it not being effective like against the Fire Team Star Base Lady. One thing I've noticed in this game is that everyone has absolutely insane hairstyles and no one seems to have a problem with that.
You could argue that I have an insane hairstyle, but here we are. And on that note, Bushy has beaten the second gym leader of Paldea, guys. So well done, my boy. Go remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons for him, everyone. You will make George a very happy bunny if you do.
Technically speaking, Donald, this isn't the second gym. I think we should have actually gone east and then battled the grass-type lady first if we wanted this whole thing done in order.
Thanks to this battle, our team will listen to us up to level 30. Not that I think it makes a difference to us since our whole team was given to me by my best buddy Donald. I still wonder how you did that, by the way, bro.
A true magician of the dark arts never reveals his secrets, my young Padawan. Maybe if you beat the Elite Four, then maybe I'll tell you. And oh yeah, that reminds me. When Bush gets to the Elite Four battles Obama, we gotta make sure Joe isn't around.
God damn, yeah, we can't have him be here for that episode. All hell will break loose.
We just have to pray to Arceus that Jizzy Joe Biden shows up for those battles instead of the normal moron. I will do anything anyone says to have Joe not be here.
Donald, what's this about you not letting me watch Bush take on the Elite Four when we finally get to them? Do you have some sort of vendetta against me or what?
Trust me, Joe, it's for your own good. I always have your best interests in mind, even if you hate it. Now go like the video and subscribe, guys. Join our channel as a member if you want early access to our videos and our Patreon if you want to support us too. Today, Bush is going to be taking on the worm and possibly making his way to 2 gyms.
This worm is a steel-type, remember, buddy, so using Articuno is probably not the best idea. But we do have Reflect, so that should help us defend against the physical moves. Your best strat for this battle is to use Chi-Yu, though, since fire is super effective against steel.
I know my Fishy is the best, but Little Super here is currently the weakest member of the group. Although saying that, I just realized it'll always be the weakest, because how could it compete against the rest of the squad? This team is going to be so cracked.
We still have to deal with the level discrepancies, though. Like this guy must be about level 35 or 40. And then all the Pokemon on the east side of Paldea, which we're in right now, are really strong.
I'm still not too worried about their strength. I can just send some of our team out in the free roam mode and they can get up levels that way. But the moves are still god-awful, so something seriously needs to be done about that. I'm not sure if I can even beat the other Team Star members at the moment since they're all so strong too.
You'll be able to beat them, but the better moves won't be available until the team gets to way higher levels. The only way to get around that is to keep training. But the problem is we won't know how much to train and how much not to. Eventually we'll be higher leveled than our opponents since it's very difficult to avoid overleveling in this game.
This worm is quite the challenge for us at the moment, which is nice. We still need some electric-type moves at some point, though, because water is the largest typing in the series. For now, Bush, just focus on the trials, and I'm sure things will work out.
Well, whilst this steel deathworm plays hide and seek with me, I'll ask the viewers the question for this video, which is, which Paradox Pokemon do you all think is the strongest of them all? Personally, I really like the Volcarona one, but for the strongest, it has got to be the Raikou Giraffe.
Honestly, those legendary Paradox Pokemon look so stupid, except the Entei one. I mean, how could they turn a Pokemon as cool as Raikou into a goddamn giraffe of all things? It doesn't suit it at all. Suicune was butchered as well with its design.
I love the Salamence one with its huge wings, and the Hydreigon one is also really strong too. But I don't think those two are the strongest. I guess you could call Miraidon and Koraidon legendary Paradox Pokemon too, if you like.
The worm has eaten the plants, which means it's boosted in power now, Bush, so get ready. Good idea using Chi-Yu right now, since we can even burn the thing with Will-O-Wisp. That's a move we need to keep throughout the whole game. It's not as broken as Toxic, but still very useful to have.
I don't think any of our Pokemon can even use Toxic for the moment anyway. I tested them to see what moves they can learn, and none of them can learn water, or electric ones as well. So yeah, we're gonna be in big trouble.
Probably not what Bush needs to be hearing, Donnie. You're supposed to be instilling him with positivity and nice vibes, not telling him that he basically has no chance.
Oh look, we get a nice little close-up of my beautiful Chi-Yu. He is such a doll, isn't he, boys? I love him so much. He has to be my favorite Pokemon now out of them all, and he destroyed the worm too. This Titan was much easier to beat than the crab.
Yeah, he's great, but please don't call him a doll ever again. That word can be reserved for Pokemon like Jinx or Smoochum or I don't know. How about Fennekin? But absolutely not our legendary goldfish.
We get to eat more of those sandwiches now, guys, and that means Miraidon gains more of its original powers back. I can't remember what we get this time, but whatever it is will definitely help us move about more.
This is the jump one, Donald. See, even I remember that, because I think this was as far as we got the first time we played through Scarlet and Violet. By the way, I saw some people asking us to play this game again later on with a normal team, so what do you guys think of that?
I cannot be bothered to play through this glitch fest again, Joe. Once is enough for me, for now at least, although I'm a very open-minded person, and that opinion could change. Saying that, however, it's 2025. So am I even allowed to change my opinion on things anymore? I don't want to get canceled.
You're allowed to change your opinion, Obama, because you're a president. Also, I fell asleep for a few seconds because I couldn't be bothered to listen to Arvin's little sop story about his weird, huge dog Pokemon thing. I never liked this one, and I don't know why his keeps it either.
That's so mean, Donald. I think you should apologize to the poor guy. He loves his dog thing so much, and the poor thing isn't feeling well either. If only I could remember what it was called, then I'd write a poem about it. That would make Arvin very happy.
He's even started to tear up now because his Pokemon ate the sandwich and immediately started feeling better. The fact that Arvin and the main character being you, Bush, keeps this thing a secret is the most outrageous situation.
Joe, shut the hell up about the magic plants. They're not even real. Plus, we need to be selfish here so we can get Miraidon's strength back so it become OP again. And with its help, we can enter Area 0 and catch all the Paradox Pokemon.
Okay, I saw what you just did there, buddy. And the gym you just set a waypoint for was the one we should have gone to right at the start. But the problem is, the one right after it is very difficult. The next one is a grass-type gym, and the one after is psychic, but the level difference is insane.
I'll cross that bridge when we get to it, Donald. I made it to the grass-type city, though. And this was the place you guys said had the dumbest challenge in the last episode. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it's all about. We have lots of counters to grass, so I'm not worried about this gym.
But once again, we get interrupted by Nemona, who has nothing useful to say. Unless she has some super awesome TM to give us like Dragon Pulse or Ice Beam, then I don't particularly care about her. We have had way better rivals, and she ranks close to the bottom for me.
I agree, she's a pretty boring rival. She wants to challenge you to a battle first before the gym to see if you're worthy, Bush. So let's see what she's all about now. We haven't taken her on in a while since we first left off on our journey.
She's gonna get wrecked regardless of what she tries with me. This battle will be more of a warm-up for her and a wake-up call too. She's already a champion, remember, but for some reason wants to start all over again to get stronger with me when I'm already just way better.
Her little rock ruff survived an aerial ace from Ray, which was impressive. Maybe she has gotten a tiny bit better, but of course a two-shot attack is all that would take it out. Her starter Pokemon has probably evolved as well by now, so get ready for that dude.
Her team is in the level 20 zone, but we won't be getting much experience from any of these battles or even the wild Pokemon in the surrounding area. So if you need to do some training, then I don't recommend doing it here. We'd have to go back to the other side of Paldea, but thank God fast travel is a thing.
At this point in the series, I'm just glad that HM moves aren't a thing and moves like Fly are just normal now. I hope every game has this change committed going forward.
Wow, she wasted all her time going on about how great Terrastalising is, only for me to smack her starter Grass Cat in the face with Rayquaza's tail. If I was her, I'd just give up now.
Yeah, that's GG to her. She's going to come back later on with her stronger Team Bush, but you should be all right when that happens. The main focus right now is this next gym. The gym leader is like Joe's age too, so it's going to be so easy.
Hang on, what does my age have to do with anything, Barry? Take a look at Drake, for example. Not the Canadian one who got slammed by my boy Kendrick, but the Elite Four one who is like 80 years old. He's strong as hell and still old.
He's got a point there. Drake is one awesome dude. Shame he has the same name as that other bozo. But that aside, it's time for the gym challenge first off, and looks like I have to move this giant olive ball thing around an obstacle course. I see now why you guys were trashing this in the last episodes.
This whole puzzle is generally a complete waste of time. I don't even understand why this makes any sense. It would be better to just have a few trainer battles and then puzzles like how the old gyms had. Nakreen City, for example, in the Unova region, had a great puzzle with all those clues hiding in the books. This is just silly.
I want to know what the viewers think about this puzzle and some of the other ones too. I guess, though, if you're a younger player, this could be considered fun. But to us, who have been playing since day one, this is just nonsense. We are Pokemon Red and Blue OGs, and this doesn't stand for us.
Okay, so you got the olive in the final goal line, but nothing is happening here, guys. Are we missing something, or is the game just bugging out again?
Oh my God, just screw this shit, Bush. Restart the game and cut to the gym battle. I'm sure the game is soft locking us for some stupid reason, unless that olive had to be directly in the center of that target thingy.
Okay, we restarted the game and the challenge ended. We had no idea what was going on with that, but anyway, it's gym battle time. George, this one is going to be a complete obliteration of her Pokemon since we should have come this way first. And now we're kind of over-leveled by accident, but who cares? This whole town has just pissed me off.
This woman's face pisses me off as well. And her hat is too big for her head. Let's get this done with those guys, and my Ray is up front since Donald was complaining about not seeing it enough. It should be able to sweep her grass types with my flying type move.
Yep, here we go. One shot straight to that little bug's face. I mean, Rayquaza could just launch these fools straight into the stratosphere with one flick of his tail, including that old hag as well. In fact, he should just launch this whole town into space.
At least after this battle is done, the other ones will be more exciting, Donald. I know the other towns also have a lot more going on, and we need to change our drips as well. To make you feel better, how about we take on the Dragon Titan after?
Bush wants to go to the Psychic Town place first. He's probably going to get wrecked there as well. I mean, it's the next closest gym to this one, so logically a new player would head there first, but that whole town and the surrounding area is full of like level 45 Pokemon. The gym battle itself is close to level 50.
She was right in saying her Pokemon dropped like flies. They stood no chance at their level. Even her terrestrial Pokemon got one tapped. In an ideal world, she'd have evolved her Teddiursa into an Ursaring, which would have been a more fun challenge.
Okay, after a rather uneventful trip through some valleys and caves, I made it to the next town where all the cracked Pokemon live, according to Donald. I did encounter one level 45 Gabite in that cave, but managed to take it out really easily, actually.
It's all free training and experience for you, George, so I'd say try battle as many Pokemon as you can when you encounter them, especially for this town, which is full of strong Pokemon. The gym leader is a solid 10 out of 10, though.
Oh, I forgot how good she looks, Joe. She's some sort of fashion designer or model, I think, and yeah, she's pretty gorgeous. Obviously, someone of my status would get her really easy, so I think I'll let one of you three take her out if you like. She'll come knocking for me afterwards anyway.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up, Donald. We're all champions here, even me. I just have to talk about how I have a place in the Alola region and she'll be on my private jet with her selection of bikinis, ready to sunbathe in that beautiful Alola sunshine.
You two arguing over who gets to take the gym leader out interrupted me from those two people talking. I think that other person with the long hair is another member of the Paldea Elite Four. And that man we've seen before too in the last gym. Both of them look weak.
They wished you luck for this gym battle, Bush, so be nice. And the challenge for this is basically you playing Just Dance with your fingers. Again, another dumb challenge which has no relevance to anything. What will be interesting, though, is to see what level the trainer's Pokemon are here before we take on the gym battle.
Okay, so for this one, Bush, you just have to press the button, which corresponds with the emotion she says you need to show at the top of the screen. I think you can even make mistakes and she'll pass you. This is why Donald is angry about this challenge, because this one is even more dumb than that olive.
It's quite funny seeing those tiny Pokemon at the back, and then they had to make space for Rayquaza because he's so big. They should have modeled his actual size, though, because he's actually huge.
I'm already having the first battle of this challenge, and we're against this clown thing from Unova. The Gothita line here is not my favorite, to be honest. And I personally prefer the Reuniclus one more. Those Pokemon are way stronger, too.
Okay, so this is the issue right here. The trainer Pokemon are already level 43, and our highest is level 28. Normally this would be fine since we're using legendary Pokemon, but their moves still aren't great. So you probably will have to do a lot of training, Bush. However, the issue then is we'll be way too strong for other battles, so I'm not sure how to handle that.
You did get very lucky that Curlia used Calm Mind and not something like Dazzling Gleam. That move would have one-shot Ray, and then we'd basically have no chance since Crunch is our best bet of winning these battles. Chi-Yu is Dark-type too, but it only has payback right now.
Bush beat that first little trainer quite easily, though, even with the level difference. Payback could end up being a very strong move if used right, since I think it doubles the damage done back to the opponent if they go first.
We only have 2 trainers to battle, and the next one should be coming up very shortly. I bet it's going to be way more difficult. And we didn't exactly get the chance to heal up, did we?
We have to battle Grumpig now. This fat pig is actually quite a tough cookie, especially at the level it's at compared to us. All Psychic-type Pokemon seem to specialize more in special attacks than physical, and we haven't got Light Screen, which would really help in this battle.
Ray got slammed with Rock Gem, which I didn't expect this piggy to have. I think that's basically going to be GG to us now then, since we can't heal in the battle and Crunch did so much damage too. What's the plan now, George?
I have no idea, since Grumpig can use Rest as well, which means it can remove all status moves and heal so much. And it even has Snore, which means it can attack us whilst it's still sleeping. I have no counter for this, guys. I haven't got any Pokemon now with a strong enough move to basically one-shot this thing because it will just heal up anyway.
Grumpig is absolutely cracked. How are we supposed to even attempt to beat the gym leader if we're getting ruined by this guy right now? Safe to say that we have no chance against her at this moment. So the best thing to do is a shit ton of training after this, Bush. That's if we can even beat this old fart first and his pork chop.
Power Gem is literally super effective against every Pokemon in the team, which could have been a slight oversight on my end. I just thought of some cool legendaries we could use, but turns out it may backfire on us in this battle.
It doesn't help that Chi-Yu just flinched there for no reason whatsoever except to troll us. The game has a vendetta because we kept shit-talking it, boys. Maybe we need a hard reset, or we let someone better than Bush play.
Listen, Barry, we all know you just want to have a go again so you can redeem yourself. But let Bush finish this one, and you'll have your chance again very soon after Joe and I have played our games, whatever they may be. We still haven't come up with a decision for them yet, except Legends, Arceus, of course.
I'm really pissed off, guys. I don't know why I listened to whoever it was that told me to come to this gym first, and also what genius thought it would be a good idea to have a level 15 or so gym right next to a town with Pokémon that are over level 40. Someone needs to go back to level design school and rethink their life choices.
Can't say I disagree with that. This gym was a very big mistake. But don't worry, we have a bunch of experience candies we can just dump on Chi-Yu and then come back later.
How much of those to use is the bigger issue, Joe? We have some of the higher leveled ones, and it doesn't tell you how many levels the Pokemon will increase by. So we could end up just being completely busted if we're not careful. I think Bush still needs a bit of a challenge, you know?
Nah, man, I'm so tempted to just rage quit now. How can I keep playing this game when this keeps happening to me, and then I have you three fools and people in the comments telling me I can't overlevel, but then sideswipe me by saying I also need to train more? I don't know what to do.
Bush, snap out of it, you dumbass. No time for negative thinking. You'll come back stronger next time, don't worry, and you will beat this game. I know you will.
I am so done for today. Peace out. Alrighty, today I'm going to slam Tulip into the sun, guys. Go like the video and subscribe as well, everyone. We want to push this series out to as many new viewers as possible, so get on it. Now, I actually did a test battle against Tulip to see how well the team would do, and safe to say I got destroyed.
Yeah, I witnessed that battle. You'd have thought with Chi-Yu being a dark type and Ray Ray have crunch, we'd beat her, but apparently not. She is one tough cookie. I bet she must have had some training lessons from Sabrina, because I was personally not expecting her to be as strong as she was yesterday.
She doesn't even seem fazed about the battle, but seems to care more about what eyeshadow she needs her assistant to buy for her. I hope you did some extra training with our team off screen as well, Bush. They may be legendary, but they're still complete ass at the moment. I expect this battle to be a clean sweep in our favor.
The butterflies on her dress are alive as well, guys. She's using her psychic powers to increase her hotness. And boy, is it working on me right now. She is one stunning lady. A part of me actually hopes you lose so we can see her again.
Winning is more important, Joe, so zip it. Now this first Pokemon of hers is the newly added variant or evolution for Girafarig. I can't remember what this one does, to be honest, but if she sent it out first, that means it's probably going to be really weak. You could use Will-O-Wisp to get them burned as well, George.
Nah, man. Chi-Yu has this cracked ability which drops the special defense of all Pokemon on the field right now. Which means a really cheap trick I could abuse is swapping it out and then sending it back to the field, so its ability gets activated and the next Pokemon gets weaker. Incinerate is a really strong fire-type move for this point in the game, too.
This Gardevoir has the Synchronize ability, however, which means whatever status we inflict on it gets bounced back to us as well. But of course, we have the Iono reverse card, and that Chi-Yu can't get burned. Pretty savage strat. That one is George, so well done, dude. Even if it meant losing our fishy.
It's not like we can heal in the battles anyway, Donald. Plus, we lost so much money in the trainer battles first off, and then George must have lost even more money in the test battle against Tulip, which means we can't even buy any healing items for the team when we need to train.
It's fine anyway, because I'm fairly confident with a tactic on how to beat her. Her Gardevoir here hits pretty hard, but I can use Ice Shard to slow it down and hopefully freeze it. Either that, or Articuno usually takes an L, and then I'll have to think of something else.
You got lucky that Ice Shard drops the speed of a Pokemon when it hits, because that Gardevoir would have ruined our day otherwise. Then again, the burn on it made its end inevitable. I find it really weird that no gym leader uses super potions or anything like that, however. Back in our day, we got used to gym leaders pulling out all the stops to take us on.
Oh boy, did we have to deal with way worse than these snowflakes who play Pokemon games like these now. I think Ultra Sun and Moon was the last difficult Pokemon game they made, and since then, it's basically gone downhill. Saying that though, the fight with Arceus at the end of Legends and Giratina 2 are really difficult.
This battle is also really difficult. Normally a shiny Rayquaza roaring into battle would scare the crap out of anyone, but Tulip is completely calm and collected.
This gosh darn Florgress is the main culprit of my loss last time. It's just so goddamn strong and basically has a super effective move for all the Pokemon on my team. I can't use revives either, otherwise I'm sure Chi-Yu would easily be able to beat this thing. But it has fairy-type moves on top of being busted, and yeah, not a good day to be me, boys.
Man Crunch would have easily taken this thing out, but of course the dragons have no chance against a fairy-type move from a Pokemon this strong right now. Whilst you deal with this bush, the question I'd like to ask our viewers is, what Pokemon game did you all play as your first one? Go leave your comments down below.
I'm sorry to say this, but it looks like you're about to lose again, Bushy boy. Shame really, because now we're going to have to train up more, and then we'll be very strong for any other battles which might come up later. To answer Obama's question, however, the first Pokemon game I played was Pokemon Red because I'm a true OG.
The first one I played was Pokemon Violet, which you're all witnessing me suck at right now. Maybe I should have started with an easier game like Emerald Kaizo. Joe told me that game is super easy and good for beginners. I bet the viewers would agree with that as well.
Oh, hell yeah. George Emerald Kaizo is the absolute perfect game for any beginners. I recommend it to you still, and any newbies who are deciding to get into the franchise and be cool kids like us. My first Pokemon game was Platinum, though.
Joe be trying to bamboozle everyone, suggesting that game as a beginner-friendly one. And talking of bamboozlements, you just got shamed by Tulip twice in a row, George, so I think we need to do some serious training right now. Go around the area here and just take on everything you see until the team is around level 40.
This is sure going to be a backwards playthrough, guys. I saw some comments from people saying we skipped the first gym, but it's not like there really is a first gym in this game. You can go wherever you want since it's open world. So I don't get why people are saying that. Either way, the gym leaders should have dynamic teams.
Agreed they should. And here we are back at it again with Tulip. I spent about 30 minutes going around training the team up. Problem with legendaries is they take so damn long to gain levels. But I just hope this battle goes better than the last two.
Using Ray first with Crunch is probably the better move as well, George. We can save Chi-Yu for later, worst comes to worst. Plus, Crunch is so strong even though our attack stat is less than the special.
You're still a few levels lower than the gym leaders, but we got a lot of damage on her giraffe. Basically, we're going to be banking on the black dragon and the blue fishy to take out her team. Articuno with its speed-reducing ice shard will come in handy for sure, but the main issue is her Florges. We have no counters for that.
Normally, it's a grass type, but then obviously turns into psychic with the terrestrial orb. We just have to hope our dark type Pokemon can take it out. Regidrago has Crunch and Bite too, but it's so slow that we might not ever get any hits in.
My strat is going to be using Ice Shard to reduce the speed of it, Donald. Hopefully I can get a few of those in and drop Florges' speed before sending out Regidrago or the other two and taking it out with a speed advantage. That's my goal. But of course, things rarely ever go as planned when RNG is involved.
Seems like the best way to handle this battle, Bush. I like it. I think we're in a much stronger position right now, though, compared to the last time. The Pokemon are hitting harder as well, even if the other four only gained 1 or 2 levels. After this battle, we can actually head northeast and take on 2 Titans at once.
We lost Chi-Yu before getting to Florges, which isn't great, but the momentum is definitely stronger this time. Before we had like 3 Pokemon left, but at least we have 5 before her last one, even if it has fairy-type moves, which will ruin our day. I hope your plan works though, Bush. I also like it a lot.
I'm learning Roost right now, which is perfect timing actually. Hopefully I get a chance to use it and then I can heal up without using items, kind of like how Meloetta can with Drain Punch. Obviously that move will have to be changed soon though, since it's trash, but for now Articuno is in a very good position.
At least with our Ice Birdie, we should be able to tank her fairy-type moves and just keep dropping the speed of her glorified Rosebush until Regidrago is able to come in for the clean sweep. The thing is though, he's got a mild nature which boosts special attack, so I'm a little worried. But I believe in you, George, so good luck.
It's Icy Wind, by the way, not Ice Shard. And secondly, how comes you're being so nice and sweet to him, Donald? When I first started playing, all I got was abuse and heckling.
Look in a mirror, Joe, and you'll see why you got that. Just don't fall asleep, though. Otherwise, you'll get a backhand from me and Jill. And now things are ramping up here. The music has turned into the Leon one from Sword and Shield, which means it's all or nothing.
Boom, the strat played off. The speed drops we managed to get with Icy Wind worked in our favor. This was a big brain move, man. Well done, George. We got Florgus down to like 5 health points, and now the others should be able to finish it off.
Now that is what you call a solid play. You all have been given a masterclass on Pokemon battles, guys. Take notes, Obama. I know you were supporting me, but I gotta take a free jab at you when I can.
Yeah, whatever, you beat the gym, so say what you like. More importantly, our little super is finally evolving. Only took this long for it to evolve. I don't know how they can class these types of Pokemon as not legendaries sometimes when they always take 1 billion years to train up.
I actually saw some people point that out, Barry. They using legendaries is really fun, but boy, does it take a hell of a lot of time to get them to somewhere semi-decent, as we're finding out right now.
Great, another stupid photo of us doing a stupid pose for no apparent reason. And how on earth did Tulip manage to balance like that on such high heels, too? Girl do be styling it out. But come on, she doesn't need to show off like that. Anyway, well done, Bush. Now we can get out of this horrible place and head towards more fun things like taking on more Titans.
Titans sound like a good idea since we need Miraidon to gain more of its power back. And I am hungry for some sandwiches as well. I have a feeling, though, that after dealing with this extremely difficult gym, the rest of the Titans, except maybe that dragon one, are going to be very easy.
Not like you exactly have a choice in that matter, do you, Bush? For now, though, we're heading on to that giant bird one that likes to throw boulders down the mountain. I have no idea how that could be considered a fun thing to do, but each to their own, I guess.
Yep, this one should be kind of easy. Although when we trained against the smaller version of Bombardier or whatever that Pokemon is, they ruined us a lot, and we have no counters for flying types yet really either. I think we're going to need a Pokemon with a move like Thunder Punch or Bite, because at least a couple of our team can learn those.
I think this game even introduced a psychic-type biting move. I found that very interesting because it doesn't actually make much sense if you think about it. Could be a decent move for the team, however, if we ever find it.
Literally half my open world time is spent running into these smaller, crappy little Pokemon that spring out of nowhere. And then I have to waste 20 seconds of my life each time running away from them in battle. I don't even have any repels. Not that I think they make a difference in this game.
They can be quite annoying, but they're also free experience too, George. So I'd say you should battle them. For now, though, it's Titan time. Let's see how this goes.
Right, just spam Dragon Pulse and watch Ray nuke everything. This Pokemon is honestly just the most cracked thing in the games.
Oh, damn, you literally one-shot the bird, George. Talk about being hella strong now, boys. We're gonna be unstoppable. But something I'd like to know is what level this Titan is, because for us to one-shot it like that, this thing must be very weak.
The first stage doesn't count anyway, really does it? After it eats the magic herbs, it becomes way stronger, so let's see what it has in store for us now. Things could suddenly get tough for all we know.
Now, man, just take a look at Rayquaza. We're level 43, plus we have the stab bonus with Dragon Pulse for extra boost in power. Which means this thing must be like level 20 or 30 at the most. We just obliterated this bird with no effort.
Well, good. It's about damn time we started having things go our way instead of losing the most ridiculous battles. The team still needs better moves, however, George. So I expect to see an update on that by the time we get to the next episode.
And as per usual, after beating a Titan, Arvin shows up to make breakfast for us with the Ganga leaves and then goes on a sob story about his Pokemon.
Leave him alone, Joe. The poor guy basically got abandoned by his parents, and he has no other family either. He's been through all that, and then to make things worse, his best friend gets sick too, and apparently Nurse Joy can't even heal it. Which is strange since she can happily heal a Pokemon who's been hit with a Hyper Beam.
Sorry, no sympathy for me for this bozo. I'm as cold as Ice Obama. You won't see me getting emotional over anything anymore. I have to be like this so Donald can't take advantage of me.
A Muppet could take advantage of you, Joe, you dumbass. Now, the other Titan, which is the Donphin, pretty much is located in that desert. George, we can even see the dude rolling about on the sand. This Titan is very weird, though. because it has an emoji-like face, and to be honest, it doesn't resemble a Pokemon.
Yeah, this is the futuristic one. The Scarlet Donphin version looks better in my opinion, so we can agree on that, Donnie. I think this Titan should be relatively easy though, since it's Steel type. Chi-Yu should be able to basically rip this thing apart like the bird.
Wait until we get a move like Flamethrower on the fish. It'll probably be the second strongest Pokemon on our team then, and of course Ray will be first. Meloetta will probably be the weakest by the time we get to the end game, but it'll still be a great member.
So apparently this Pokemon came from the crater in the center of Paldea itself, which means there isn't much data on this guy. The professor is allowing you to go all out on subduing this fella as well, George, so slam it back to where it came from.
Wow, so Super got slammed again. I wanted to try it out in a battle since it evolved, but then again, Steel is super effective against Ice, so that was my L. I hope by the time we get a Baxcalibur, though, it'll actually be a useful team member, because right now, our little man hasn't been much help.
He is going to be cracked when he's fully evolved. Don't worry, dude. The next gym after this Titan is also going to be a Water-type one, and that actually might be a challenge for us. We have no counters to that still. But I don't want you losing to that gym leader again 3 times in a row like you did with Tulip George.
As always, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. This giant elephant rhino thing has eaten the good stuff and is all juiced up now, though. I can't wait to see our fish nuke this guy.
Arvin has caught a Scovillian just now, which means he's probably going to be no use to us. Imagine not using a strong Pokemon you've had with you for ages, but instead, you use a Pokemon that's going to be weak as hell if you just caught it.
So much for Chi-Yu being useful, George. You were psyching everyone up with how easy this battle was going to be with the fish. But then it goes and gets one tapped right off the bat by a stomping tantrum move.
I'd like to pretend I didn't hear Joe ridiculing me and instead remind everyone to hit the like and subscribe buttons and join our channel as a member if you want early access to our videos. That plug should make little Joey boy happy now.
I'm not exactly thrilled because Meloetta here isn't being much use in this raid battle either. This girl needs close combat as soon as possible, and then we need to have it turn into its fighting type form. Then it will be a strong team player.
It takes a lot of time to get new moves, you know that. Plus the team star bases are way too difficult for us right now, so I'd recommend George to stick with the raid battles and gym leaders first. His main goal, to be honest, is to become the champion and then enter the Great Crater.
He's just being a chickenberry. If it was me playing, then I'd storm all the team star bases in one go. I bet I could take on each Star Boss captain person all at once. Rayquaza just has to use one Dragon Pulse and boom, the dirt will be gone.
One day you can prove that to us, but until then, let George be happy with his little victories. And with this, we have now taken like 3 or 4 Titans down, boys. There's only 2 left, I think, so you could actually deal with them both next if you wanted to, George.
What I will be doing is having a nap, because I have a migraine after listening to Donald and Joe all day. I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Have a good one. Right, you guys are going to watch me destroy this gym today. It's a water-type one. But the only issue I have is the levels of the gym going forward. You should all remember to like and subscribe too, everyone.
The music in this town reminds me of the eShop music or the Wii one. I can't remember where I've heard it, but it sounds so gosh darn familiar to me. It could even be the Nintendo Wi-Fi music from the GTS building back in Generation 4.
Don't bother asking me because my memory only goes back as far as yesterday. And I can't even remember what happened then either, so yeah. I just want to see our boy here take on this gym and win without any casualties.
We're gonna wreck this fella for sure. He uses water-type Pokemon in his gym, and right now I don't believe we have any counters for those. Unless you went and taught some better moves to our team off-screen, George. There are TMs all over the place in Paldea, just waiting for us to pick them up.
Looks like we won't even get a chance to battle him yet, since he's just decided to run off somewhere, and he didn't take his wallet either. So now our gym challenge is to be an errand boy. Who does that woman think we are?
She's just some peasant herself, so forget about it. Plus, we should be happy that this gym battle is so easy. which means we can get the gym battle done with quickly and then move on to the next one. Or the next Titan too, whichever is closer.
Trust me, this guy is just a fatty who loves stuffing his face with food. The whole reason he ran away from the gym was to try some of this special seaweed. And the moron couldn't even remember his wallet because he's too busy thinking with his stomach. Kinda sounds like me if you think about it, though.
And this guy who wants to battle us doesn't believe we're important enough to talk to the gym leader. I mean, we could have just whipped out the wallet and shown it to him, but instead, this is the game's excuse to try get us to battle. Pretty sad, to be honest, since we're about to have a bidding war.
And our Pokemon just nuked his trainers, which means this gym battle is going to be super easy. I guess that's what happens when we take on all the harder gym leaders and Team Star bases first.
This is why they should have implemented a live scaling feature, but of course it was too much for them. And before things get serious with this gym battle, how about we ask the viewers the community question for this video, guys? Which one of you wants to do it in this episode?
Oh my God, I actually have to have a bidding war so that dummy can eat the seaweed? And this is part of my challenge too, seriously? Well, I guess I don't have a choice and will probably be broke after this too.
While George is having a meltdown, I'll ask the viewers the question, Donnie. So guys, I want you all to go comment on why I'm the best Pokemon trainer in the world and why all these fools are terrible. Go like and subscribe too.
Okay, please ignore his stupid question. If no one is going to take this seriously, then I'll ask the actual question for this video, which is, what Dragon-type Pokemon do you all think is the strongest and why? No legendaries or mythicals are to be included, but feel free to choose any pseudo-legend you like.
I hope you realize that someone will actually comment on why they think Obama is the best and why us three are the worst. I just hope they do the opposite if they do write anything.
All that matters is we know he's actually the worst, and the only reason I'm struggling right now is because our team has a lot of weaknesses, even if they're legendary. And on top of that, we went straight to the most difficult areas first. You guys won't believe how many times I lost the whole team to wild Pokemon as well.
Right, well, time for you to lock in for this battle against the water type, dude. Let's see what he's going to be all about. Expect some new Pokemon to appear in this one and old ones too.
He's kicking things off with the Barracuda fish Pokemon. Someone has got to explain to me how these fish seem to be able to battle on land and float at that too. I don't know how they can defy gravity or fly when they aren't flying types.
Wow, Super is actually useful to us now, boys. I think that was the first Pokemon it took out without help from the other members of our team. Granted, we are like 10 levels higher than this gym leader, which means we should have realistically come here ages ago, but oh well.
It wouldn't have made a difference, to be honest, Donald. At some point, we would be higher level than whoever we're battling, because I'd have to train regardless, so I actually prefer it this way. At least then we got a lot of the training out the way, and I can focus on the more fun things, which is completing the game.
We're already on to his last Pokemon as well. This crab is a Pokemon from Alola, and we haven't seen it in ages. Normally it's an ice type as well, but of course this got turned into a water type.
Super did really well in this battle, George. It did almost get taken out, and the funny thing is, if he had kept it as an ice type, then it probably would have done way more damage to us beforehand. Good going, though. We only have like 2 gym badges left to collect before the Elite Four.
Yeah, I'm doing really well, all things considered. From here on out, the last 2 gyms will get 1 tapped, but I want all the Titans done with first. I need that ability for my Radon to climb mountains, so I can easily get to the Ice-type gym. And then the last one will probably be the Ghost-type one with that sad excuse of a rapper.
Oh boy, I forgot about her. She was so annoying when I last played through this game, guys. Her bars were terrible as well. I think Jizzy Joe Biden should be here for that episode so he can put her in her place, at the bottom of the food chain.
Oh boy, Nimona is here to bother us again as well. And of course she wants a battle, which is nothing new really. Plus the top champion lady is here, and she's gonna watch us two duel it out.
There is way too much talking in this game for my liking, guys. They need to cut down on all the yapping and just get right to the point. We're all old boys here except maybe Obama. He is the baby of the group, and we have lost all patience on our old ages. People need to understand that.
Her team is significantly stronger now, which is good to see. Maybe I'll have some sort of a challenge and gain a ton of experience from this battle, which will be seriously needed for what's to come. You guys mentioned another battle with Arvin at some point too.
Yeah, and his team will be in the level 60 region, or at least the high level 50s. But we're a ways off that for now, Bush. Focus on the remaining Titans and the gyms first, because in our current state, we'll lose easily.
Little Super is making his way through her team quite fast, which is just wonderful to see. This guy won't evolve to around level 50, I think. So we still have a long way to go before we get Baxcalibur. Giving him a lucky egg right now, though, might be smart, George, if you can find one.
You just had to open your mouth right there, didn't you, Barry? Now Super is knocked out, and I'm not allowed to use revives on him in battle. I'll still win this thing, but he needs the most experience out of everyone in the team.
We can always go around and find those special candies which boost our experience up more, George. They aren't normal rare candies, but they come in different sizes and give more experience based off how big the candy is. I think you can get them all the way up to extra large. Kind of like your mom, LMAO.
Nice to see that the your mom jokes are still around. Not that I take any offense to that Donald, since my mother is no longer with us, God bless her soul. And the other thing he needs to bless is Nimona, if she thinks she has any chance of beating me in a battle. Right now I can't see that happening at all.
She has the final evolution of her starter Pokemon now, though. Or at least I think this is. Either way, you're right, dude. She will need one hell of a blessing if she wants to have a chance of beating us in a battle. Let's see what she's got in store for us, though, the next time we fight.
The moves seriously need a big change-up after we're done with this episode, George. You can't be using physical attacking moves on Regidrago still when we're so close to the end game.
There is actually the Dark-type Team Star base right next to this town, so your best bet will be to head there next, buddy. I don't know how strong it will be, but our team should be able to handle it if they took out Nimona.
Right, our boy Klawf, or whatever his name is already here waiting for us. This star base is the Dark-type one like Barry mentioned, which means using Meloetta could be your best bet.
I have a feeling that this should have been the base we took on first as well, guys. But of course you three chucked me right in the deep end. Meloetta is a good shout though, Joe, since we have Drain Punch.
Someone needs to explain to me how fighting types are super effective against dark. Like dark types are all mystical and magic and, you know, all that sort of shit. They shouldn't be effective to dark like how they aren't to ghost. But fighting against ghost makes sense to me.
Fighting doesn't work against ghost types, because you can't exactly punch something which is already dead, can you, Donald? Now, dark types, however, are still able to take physical hits like that, but they also have that magic aura about them as well, so it's a balance.
Of course, Barry would know the Dark-type lore. But before I get myself banned, let's jump right into this battle with this peasant guard who thinks they can beat me with a Murkrow. I hate this Pokemon so much, but Honchkrow is absolutely cracked, like Cyrus's one in Platinum.
Didn't expect a joke like that to come out of Bush's potty mouth, like a Predator missile, and hit Obama right in the face. Before I get banned for saying more as well, though, it's time for us to storm this base, George, and see how tough these guys are actually going to be. I have a feeling this whole battle won't take a very long time.
With our current team? Definitely not. I mean, Rayquaza alone destroyed half that Fire Team Starbase, and the level difference in that one was crazy high compared to what we were, and they still got slammed.
Yeah, but the others have also gotten a whole lot stronger too. We could even send out our little Super in here, and he'd clean up the mess, which is this base by himself now, I bet.
He is still so small and cute, and so is our little Chi-Yu cutie pie. The funny thing is, he's so tiny, but is probably stronger than all the Pokemon on this base combined. And he's only level 45 to boot. Just wait till he reaches like level 70, guys. His special attack stat is gonna be busted.
He's going to be hella strong for sure, even with a bad nature on him. I can't remember which one he has, but I think it either boosts his special attack more or his special defense. It's either one of those, but I doubt it would make a difference which one I chose for him.
Check it out, boys. I have been in here for like 30 seconds and have already taken out like half of the required amount already. In fact, I'm getting through here so fast that they aren't even able to send out enough Pokemon for me to deal with.
This is how the battle with the boss will go too. So yeah, we should have probably come here first. I guess the proper route for taking on all the gyms and bases was to go in a clockwise motion around Paldea, but we sort of went everywhere.
The smaller Pokemon blend in with the grass so much as well, so it makes seeing them annoyingly difficult. Like even a purple sable eye blends right in with the green dark grass. Our poor old eyes can't keep up with them sometimes.
Yeah, all our younger viewers will have that to look forward to one day, LMAO, but for the time being, enjoy life whilst you're all young. One day you will look back and wonder where the time went, like I do every day I see Joe.
Reminisce about your sad little life later on, George. This Giacomo fellow is the boss of the Team Starbase, and he's also a DJ by the looks of it, or some sort of computer nerd. Either way, he could be very tough if you go in being cocky.
He's kicking this battle off with a solid Pokémon from the Iono region, though, which is nice to see. I always loved the idea of Pokémon being named after chess pieces.
The Pawniard line is definitely cool, Joe. Plus, in this game, they have a new evolution, too. King Ambit is his name, and Supreme Overlord is his game. I mean his ability, but I love that guy. Never used one, but I saw it in the Horizons anime.
Super is ruining this guy's day. Dark type's got nothing on me, sorry Obama, but I need this fellow to gain as much experience as possible. He needs to be fully evolved by the time we take on the Elite Four, which might end up happening in the next few episodes, boys.
The best thing about Icy Wind is the speed reduce it causes. That has already saved us a few times before, and it will again, so I think you should actually keep it on, Super George.
Yeah, so we've basically won this now as well, guys. There aren't many Team Star bases left after this one except that white-clothed tall chick on the east side of Paldea. But her base is really high-leveled for us, even in our current state.
Yep, that's GG to us. Or to him, actually, and now we're going back in time to go through this guy's memories like some Inception shit.
We have 3 bases left to beat Barry, not 1. We have that tall one left, and then the other 2 next to her. All 3 are going to be difficult, so I'll probably deal with them after the gyms.
So from my understanding, these punks are all students or something from the school who turned into bullies and then had an existential crisis and now have set up bases around the region for some reason?
Pretty much, yeah. Probably attention-seeking or whatever else it is they like to do. One thing everyone else should do, though, is hit the like and subscribe button and join our channel and Patreon as a member if you want early access to videos.
Yup, that's right. We hope you enjoyed this episode, so stay tuned for Part 9, guys. Or Part 8.
Right, George, what's the plan for today, bro? You got me Jizzy Joe Biden here, so you all better hit the like and subscribe buttons and join our channel so I can fund more gold chains for me neck. I gotta keep looking like a baller around here.
Hang on, Jizzy Joe. It seems the trees around the town we're in can't decide whether they should be in the game or not. It's weird how only some of them are glitching out, though, whilst others are perfectly fine.
Yeah, so we're going to pretend we didn't see that. Otherwise, we're going to spend the next 10 minutes complaining about this badly optimized nonsense. And to answer your question, today we're going to be taking on Larry. He's a normal type gym leader, and everyone loves him for some reason.
Hey, we just got the lucky egg, George. I mentioned that item in the last episode, and it looks like the universe heard my prayers, and now we can give that item to Super so he'll gain more experience in battles. Considering he's the only one who needs to evolve, I think you should give it to him now.
Yeah, we can give it to him later, Barry. One thing I've noticed here, though, since it's raining, is how our character holds his hands over his face so the rain doesn't block his view. I think that's a cool little feature they added in, which they didn't have to.
They added pointless crap like that, but can't even render in a bunch of trees which don't even move. Yeah, the logic behind that is something out of this world. Anyway, this is Larry's gym. It's a restaurant, firstly, and the food looks yummy.
Thankfully, I showed George the right answers for this little quiz we get asked about our food order. He had no idea what to do, but I just read some comments from some lovely people who told us the answers.
The gym challenge is to guess the correct food order or something along those lines. I don't know how that's supposed to be a challenge, to be honest, but each to their own. I guess normally you're supposed to battle the trainers to find the answers. But you did it the cheap way. Jizzy Joe.
It's not exactly cheap if Bush would have been wandering around here completely clueless about what to do. So if anything, Jizzy Joe here saved us a bunch of time, and we can now jump right into the action and battle Larry and his peasant team. The funny thing is, this guy is also an Elite Four member as well.
The fact that Larry is also an Elite Four member is just plain lazy and stupid. Yeah, sure, the guy might be a fan favorite for some reason, but it's like they couldn't be bothered to make a new person as an Elite Four member. Sometimes this game feels like a regression instead of a progression.
His first Pokemon was cute little Kamala from Alola, the Pokemon that always sleeps and is our buddy, Joe's favorite. It actually stays asleep forever because of the leaves it eats, but humans can't consume it. So sorry, Joe, even though you're not here right now.
That moron isn't here, but I am. Jizzy Joe Biden is far superior to Joe Biden. Anyway, I also noticed you taught some better moves to the team George. Mela now has Thunder Punch and Play Rough too. Both awesome moves, especially for dealing with water types.
We also have Brick Break for dealing with normal type Pokemon, since it's super effective. Drain Punch is great, but does basically no damage. Plus, Brick Break can break through Light Screen and other barrier moves.
Hot damn, his final Pokemon is Staraptor, though, Donnie. Normally, this Pokemon is a fighting and flying type, which automatically makes it ruthless, especially against Meloetta. But of course, he's going to change the type to normal with his Terra Orb.
Larry is ramping things up now, guys. He even did a little stretching, not like that's going to really make a difference for us here, will it? Our man here is about to get sent to the Phantom Zone. Just you guys wait.
It should be a sin to use a Terra Orb on Staraptor, turning it into a normal type like this. Staraptor has to be up there as one of the most cracked bird Pokemon. But then this fool goes and does this to it.
Agreed on that, although many people believe Talonflame to be the most busted bird Pokemon. However, Game Freak went and nerfed that poor guy because he was too overpowered at one point. His design is up there as one of the best, though.
Right. And that wraps up Larry and his pathetic little team. I might even go for a nap too, boys, after seeing how comfortable that Kamala was just now. The little blue guy was so cute, and I'm going to purchase a plushie of him to sleep with.
Be a man and get a Dialga or Giratina plushie, George. Don't be a silly little girl who wants something cute. We're a bunch of presidents here, not schoolgirls from Japan.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a schoolgirl from Japan. I myself enjoy cosplaying as one with Michelle now and then. We have a great time together in our much-deserved retirement.
Oh, for the love of God, please stop talking, Barry. We don't want to know what you and Michael get up to in your free time. Quickly, George, do something interesting before we get more information from that half-baked buffoon.
Good idea. Well, the next closest place to this for us to take on is the Dragon Titan. Or actually, it's called the False Dragon Titan because it's not really a dragon or something. I don't really get it, but let's see.
What this one is, George is the cutest little thing ever. It's that little sushi orange fellow right there, chilling on the island. He's so small and cute, but holds within him unlimited power. Well, not quite unlimited, but still a lot of power. Either way, this is our last Titan battle of the game, boys.
Okay, so the actual Titan was not the sushi, but this Dondozo, which makes a lot more sense. He still ate the little sushi up for some reason, so maybe one of you could tell me what that's about.
I guess it gives him more power. He's also charged up, or maybe this whale thing is the false dragon, and the actual one is in fact the little orange one. We're gonna find out the truth in a bit if George manages to beat this guy. And by the way, guys, we didn't ask the viewers our community question yet.
Right? Well, I'll ask it then, and I'm in a Johto region mood at the moment. So my question will be, what town or city in the Johto region would you like to live in the most, and why? Personally, Olivine City is my favorite, being right next to the ocean, and also Jasmine is a hottie.
Can't deny that city, Obama. It's gorgeous. And hey, I beat the Titans' first stage, and now it's swimming off. Also, the town I'd love to live in the most is Cherry Grove City. It's more of a little village in the games, but it's sure peaceful, and it also has a beach by the ocean, too.
Last time I checked, most beaches are by the ocean, you dumbass George. But the town I'd love to live in the most is Blackthorn City, because Claire is also a hottie, and she needs someone to humble her sorry little ego. And only I, Jizzy Joe Biden, can do that.
Damn you, Jizzy Joe, that was gonna be my choice. I guess we could both still live there, but I also like Eckertake City a lot for its traditional Japanese culture. And also the kimono girls are hotties as well, and there's like 7 of them.
So essentially, the question should have been, what city has the hottest girl in it? Because that's the only reason we've chosen the cities we did. Except for George, who's a little simp for his wife.
Anyway, guys, go comment your favorite city to live in and ignore the girl part. We're just being idiots.
Nice to know one of us here loves their wife. Also, the whale dragon thing ate the herbs and is now glowing boys. This one is definitely the most difficult to battle out of all the Titans. He's got one strong defense system.
Yep, Meloetta is about to get clapped, and it's paralyzed as well. One thing I did want the viewers to comment is their own Pokemon-related questions. Ask anything you like, and then we'll shout it out in the next episode, and everyone else can answer the question.
This just sounds like you're getting lazy, Donald, but sure, let's see what they come up with. Also, remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons if you guys haven't yet. We're gonna try hit 25,000 subs by the end of the summer.
And good job, George. The Dragon Titan got clapped himself. I expected more than this, though, to be honest.
Oh, you just had to keep talking, didn't you, Jizzy Joe? The false dragon was in fact the whale, but the actual one is Orange Dude, and he's tiny as well. How on earth can this thing be the actual Titan when he's this small and just flops about doing nothing?
Well, whatever it is, it's hella strong and I want it. I wish we could catch these Titans and make them our own. I would love to add them to my collection in Pokemon Home. I actually have a living Dex, did you guys know?
Yeah, we all having a living Dex, Donald, because technically speaking, we're all Discoml LMAO. No need to show off like that, and you should be helping George with this battle instead of inflating your own ego.
I think the main issue is that we're very weak compared to this orange fishy, and even our blue one wasn't strong enough to beat it. Granted, it's not a water type itself, but fire.
I have faith in Articuno, though. And would you look at that, we froze the sushi. Hopefully it stays frozen for the rest of this battle, which means I can basically clutch this. No thanks to you three who haven't really helped me at all in this battle.
And there you have it, Bush. You beat the final Titan of the game, which means Miraidon has his full power back. And actually, this power is probably the most useful one since he'll be able to climb mountains now, and we can basically access any part of Paldea with that.
Wow, what a way to ruin the moment by learning U-turn at this point. Probably don't do that though, George, since it's garbage compared to the moves you gave our team already. We're going to be unstoppable now, I think, and those last two gyms are going to feel the wrath of our legendary team.
Those gym battles are going to have to wait because Arvin is going to give us another sob story here. At least it's the last time I'll have to sit in a cave and listen to this nonsense. Sorry for those of you who sympathize, but as you get older, you start to care less about things.
I'm getting older, but I still feel for him, George. You're just too cold, bro. But I agree, these little cave visits get boring real fast. However, this being the last time means he's going to want to battle you, remember? And he's one tough cookie.
I honestly don't think we're ready to take him on right now as well, Obama. But if George wants to, then let's see what's he got. Either way, it'll be free experience for him, but just be glad this isn't a Nuzlocke. You'd have lost it ages ago if it was.
Not like you could do any better, I bet, Donnie. This team seems to be our most loved ones, judging by all the comments we receive in each video. One day, once all the main games are beaten, we need someone to make artwork of all our Pokemon team.
Oh, look, here we go with Arvin feeding his dog the herbs that magically restore a Pokemon back to life pretty much. Instead of dipping himself in that pool, Raiz Al Ghul should have just had this sandwich and he'd still be immortal.
Enough with the Batman references, George. We actually get to head into the lab now, which is very different, because normally the Pokemon lab is the first place you go when starting off a Pokemon adventure.
Arvin doesn't seem very pleased about being here, though, Barry. The last time was when he was peeking through the window, back when we first started our adventure, and now he's still complaining about this place.
We're going to find out very soon the reason to why he's so angry. I know for a fact that the professor isn't even in here, so I don't understand the point of being here when clearly the obvious place to be is the Great Crater.
Oh, time for more animations, though, guys, and this one looks really good if I do say so myself. But you're right, Joe, the professor isn't even here, but there could be important information we need to gather regardless.
Technically, he is here, guys, but as a computer video program, maybe he's using Zoom or FaceTime right now to get in touch with us. I mean, I can't say more really since we don't want to spoil it for George, but let's just say he's not all that he seems.
Hey, he's on about something called the Violet Book Obama. Since you love spoiling stuff for me anyway, how about you just tell me what that book is and why it's important? And don't try to be clever by saying it's important, because it's also the same name as the game we're playing.
I mean, that literally is why it is important, so I'm not sure what else you expect me to say. It does have cool information about the local wildlife living inside the crater, so there is that. I think that really is the important point of the book.
Sorry, but I got no time for reading a book, my dudes. I'm pretty much 90 years old, so why on earth would I want to spend the remaining years of my life reading?
Reading helps to cultivate the mind and body, Jizzy Joe. Maybe it'll help you with your rap lyrics as well, since none of us have actually heard you sing before. Anyway, the final thing to do here is battle Arvin, because he wants to see if you're strong enough to enter the crater, George.
And he's going to be battling with his newly revived Mabostiff. I don't think that's such a great idea personally, but each to their own, I guess. If it gets permanently taken out, then you guys can't blame me.
All right, I agree that is pretty stupid to be battling with that guy just when it's getting all its strength back. Those herbs must act like steroids or something like that if he's already wanting to send it out in a full 6 versus 6 battle. That's pretty mad and unethical if you think about it.
Here we go, though, and kicking things off with the sunny day was a solid move, George. That'll boost firepower and weaken water, so let's see what you got now.
Okay, well, I think we can tell how this battle is gonna go, boys. GG, George, you just lost one of our strongest Pokemon to a goddamn fat squirrel. So much for the sunny day as well. That could backfire on us now.
Arvin's team is almost 20 levels higher than us as well, so yeah, no chance of winning this. Unless you pull a miracle out the proverbial hat bushy. Then again, our team of legends could deal a lot of damage to his team, so you never know.
This damn squirrel has already taken out 2 of my Pokemon in a space of like 10 seconds, Jizzy Joe. And once again, you guys are supposed to be helping me, and none of you are. You're just saying GG to me, and saying I will lose when I still have a chance. Until all my Pokemon are knocked out, there is always going to be hope.
I mean, do you yourself really think you can beat Arven with our current levels, George? His team is very varied and balanced, and he has super effective moves against us as well. So far, you haven't actually done anything.
Well, he has taken out one of his Pokemon, but then again, it doesn't have appeared to have made much of a difference when we're still getting creamed by everything else. I mean, now even Regidrago has been taken out. And the worst thing is, his team probably gets more and more higher leveled the more we beat them.
This Scovillian was the Pokemon he said he randomly found on his way to one of the Titans earlier as well, guys. And now it's here destroying us for fun.
Right, boys, he's taken out 4 of my Pokemon now. We only have the Lord Almighty Ray left in Meloetta. I honestly still think I have a chance with this battle. But the rules state I can't heal the team up, so yeah, this is going to be grueling for us.
The light screen just wore off, but you might get lucky and outspeed some of his team as well, George. Let's see what the RNG gods have in store for you, because it's pretty much based off that at this point, isn't it?
Ray does have a very varied move pool now, though, like Surf and Energy Ball to counter rock types, and of course Dragon Pulse. What we do need on it, though, is its signature move Dragon Ascent as soon as possible, guys. Then we will be actually unstoppable for real.
Holy hell, I got so lucky that Stone Edge missed its attack, otherwise we'd only be down to 1 Pokemon. But Rayquaza has taken out 2 of Arven's now, which just goes to show how strong and awesome this Pokemon is. We just probably should have done a little more training with him.
Damn, our boy is like Sung Jinwoo from Solo Leveling, taking out everyone in his path. By the way, I'm loving that anime right now, boys. I know you're in a serious battle, George, but this anime is way more entertaining than watching you fail.
Whoa, guys, what the hell is this mutant tentacruel thingy? It's got yellow legs, like it's got jaundice and a bruised head as well. This thing is crazy looking, and I don't even know what type it is either.
George, I'll allow the use of this awakening this one time since the level discrepancy between us and this thing is so high, but under normal circumstances, you should have let Ray wake up on his own.
Not like it's really going to make a difference now, is it though, Obama? To be fair to George, though, he did quite well getting Arven all the way down to his last Pokemon, pretty much.
At least one of you are trying to put a positive spin on things. Looks like this is the end for me, though, guys. Which means I feel like I'm about to go boil my head in a tub of oil because this battle was bullshit.
Remember to go like the video and subscribe, guys, for George. He seems a little depressed about losing right now.
I just know I could have done better and I didn't. Boys, you find me today already at the top of this mountain, ready to take on the Ice-type gym leader. Go hit the like and subscribe buttons and join our channel as a member if you want early access to our videos.
Looks like we won't be in fact battling the Ice-type gym leader George because this peasant wants to battle us again. She last challenged us a few gyms ago and lost, and now she thinks she has a chance this time.
Yeah, she's up there as one of the worst rivals for me and the most annoying too. She'll be a good warm-up for you though before the gym battle. And before that, we still have to do the gym challenge as well, whatever that is.
This battle could still end up being close since her team and ours are very close in levels. I hope you're not feeling depressed after last video's loss to Arvin, my guy. We all lose battles sometimes, and his team was pretty cracked too. He is a worthy rival for us compared to this idiot.
Her first Pokemon got destroyed in 2 turns thanks to my little fishy, which was super effective against it too. Just you wait, Donald. After I get all 8 gym badges, my plan is to beat the Elite Four and then go back and challenge Arvin and the rest of the Team Star bases too. I hope it all goes to plan like I want it to anyway.
Chi-Yu is learning Lava Plume as well, but I think Flamethrower is the better choice overall, and with the Sunny Day, it'll become an easy over 100 power point attack move whenever you use that. That move will be useful in the Ice-type gym battle when you get to that too.
Since you're talking about moves, I want all the viewers to comment below their favorite Pokemon move of all time. We asked this question before, but now we have way more subscribers, so I want to see what everyone likes the most.
You all know my favorite is Judgment, which is what I love dishing out amongst all the peasants, just like Arceus does. Me and him have a lot in common, you know. I wish I could sometime disappear into my own dimension and stay there whenever I need a break from life on Earth, boys.
Trust me, Donnie. I think a large population of this planet would also love for you to go to another dimension and stay there permanently, LMAO. But if you do, I will miss your little comments about how bad Joe is at Pokemon and how great I am at battling.
You must be losing your mind, Barry, because I never ever said you were good at battling, and in fact, I'm pretty sure I said Joe is better at them than you, and I know a lot of people would agree with me on that. Hell, even George is better than you, and this is his first Pokemon game, too.
Well, I did just beat Nimona again, although she did manage to take out my fishy with her terrestrial Pokemon. That's one thing I won't even bother using, I think, guys, because it's just boring and doesn't really do anything for me. Plus, our team is hella strong as it is and will only get better.
This is the challenge for this gym, which appears to be a sled run down the mountain like some Winter Olympics sort of shit, boys. What another pointless gym challenge, which does nothing but waste our time from the gym battle. I really do miss the old days of just battling trainers and then going straight to the gym leader.
This one is just sliding around for about 10 seconds as well. Imagine failing this too. You must be just incompetent if you did, and I won't be apologizing to any viewers watching who actually did mess this challenge up. I mean, even Joe with this arthritis hands could do this.
I'll say sorry on Obama's behalf because I'm a nice person and he's just a goon. But that aside, I probably could still beat that challenge in my old age. However, with that done, we can now take on the gym leader.
Okay, so this person's name is Grusha, and I've never in my life heard that name before, and to be honest, I'm not even sure if this is a boy or girl either, so yeah. Not much else to say on this one. However, I am loving the hair. The blue is very cool.
Pretty sure this is a dude bush. He was in the anime and is a lovely person, and I really like the fact he's an Ice-type gym leader too. We barely see any of those in the games or anime, to be honest. He's going to be very strong as well since we're going for our 7th gym badge and we have dragons on our team, which is weak to ice.
That's why we have Sunny Day, but saying that, ice types also tend to be water types, so don't forget that either George. It's like their best counter to fire and is always used in ice-type gym battles.
All right, well, his first Pokemon got absolutely destroyed by that supercharged flamethrower thanks to the Sunny Day. And something I always wondered about Sunny Day is, does it make the sun hotter for the whole world or what? Because if so, that's pretty busted.
Joe, thanks to you distracting me with your ridiculous Sunny Day rant, I lost my best shot at winning this battle thanks to Beardick and Earthquake. I was literally banking on Chi-Yu clutching me up here, but now I need a backup plan pronto. Any of you have any ideas then? I'd be appreciative of them.
Okay, GG, there goes Meloetta as well. I thought her fighting type moves would actually be useful, but before I got the chance to say anything, you go and lose her as well, George. This isn't looking so good now, is it?
You need the reflect and the light screen both together for this battle, I think, dude. Grusha is hitting us very hard with his ice types. The guy from Unova is still my favorite ice type gym leader, though, and Price from Johto as well.
We going ice type versus ice type in this battle. Articuno has solid defenses, and Ice Beam seems to do a lot of damage to its own type. Or it's just because my Pokemon Birdie is cracked, which is probably the reason. This Sea Titan Fat Ball thing is hella strong, however, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, probably not a good idea sending out this guy right now, George. Dragon is weak against ice, and I think this Pokemon is his second ace or something. Ice Spinner as well seems to do a lot of damage even against other types, not just Dragon.
How the hell did that stupid overgrown whale beat a legendary Pokemon in Rayquaza at that? And to top it all off, the whale outspeed us too, and it's only one level higher. How on earth does all that happen?
This is about the time in a game where I start pointing out that some cheating may be occurring, and you all turn on me saying it can't be true. But in this case, there is clear evidence of it happening. No way on earth should a Sea Titan be able to outspeed a Rayquaza, and there is no weather effects either.
That thing just slammed Regidrago too, so that's two of our strongest Pokemon gone now, Bush. How do you expect to come back from this fatality?
I've put all my hope into Little Super here, Joe. The thing is, this Pokemon isn't his actual ace. So how strong is that one gonna be if I'm already getting ruined by this thing? At least he only has one left, though, so I might still have a chance.
Oh boy, and it's an Altaria. Under normal circumstances, this Pokemon is a dragon and flying type, but of course it's gonna turn into an ice type. I wonder if it will still keep the flying type, though, or does both types get removed for the one terrestrial one?
It sure does look pretty. I love the giant ice-shaped thingy on its head. My mind has drawn a blank and I've forgotten what the word is for those snow things. But either way, Altaria do be looking cool as ice. Pardon the pun.
I hope you realize it's a 1 versus 1 battle at this point, George. Grusha literally wiped out our team, and we're banking all our eggs on Articuno here to win this. Normally, 1 Ice Beam would have been enough, but it's going to be difficult now.
He keeps using Hurricane, and luckily that move misses a lot. Plus, we're also a flying-type Pokemon as well, so it won't do much damage, but Altaria still has a crap ton of health compared to us.
The ace up our sleeve is Roost, though, Joe. We can keep using that, which restores our health, thankfully, without having to use items which we can't do anyway. But with Roost, we have a chance. It does help so much that the gym leaders don't use healing items themselves for some reason.
I will win this even though Altaria is 5 levels higher than me. Just you watch. But yeah, your point of the gym leaders not using items is valid. In Luminescent Platinum, they didn't. Something about the Switch Pokemon games has definitely made things easier for the players.
And there we have it, guys. George has Ice Beamed the Ice-type gym leader to victory. Somehow this strat of yours worked when it really shouldn't have. Granted, though, we lost the entire team, and now Articuno is one of my favorite Pokemon ever, and so is the move, Roost.
Maybe someone should edit this bit of the game out, or at least keep Joe away for the next 5 minutes. Here we are getting introduced to Rika again, and then this abomination of an Elite Four member.
Oh my God, it's Poppy again. Now this little child is apparently stronger than everyone in Paldea. Stronger than all the gym leaders we've faced as well somehow. Now I'm not one to put down a child genius for something like chess, but this is just ridiculous.
Personally, I have nothing to say about that. So how about we cut to the 8th gym boys?
Hang on, Obama told me to leave the room to make him a coffee, so what did I miss, guys? I see we're in the Ghost Town gym location now with that so-called rapper lady.
Trust me, Joe. It's better off you don't know what you missed for all our sakes. This mountain is cursed, so I suggest we get this gym done and beaten, and then we can go back to the south of the region and take on Arvin again, George. And hopefully this time you'll win.
Yeah, well, this is the last one now, so let's try make it special. That Ice-type gym was cracked, so I hope this one is going to be easier at least. I mean, Chi-Yu should do much better in this one since he's a dark type, and Ghost can't affect him unless there's a Sable Eye or something.
They will have a Sable Eye here for sure, but it won't matter. Just use Sunny Day and then spam Flamethrower, dude. You'll one-shot the whole Ghost-type squad and the gym leader's pathetic rapping as well, which no one even cares about. She's even showed up in the anime as well, guys.
Our little Meloetta is going to be awesome in this battle too. With Psyshock, we'll be able to take on both Pokemon at once, since this gym actually uses double battles as its rule. I'd like to say that Tate and Liza was the first to do this back in the day.
Tate and Liza were cracked, and I hated battling them back in Pokemon Sapphire Joe. Plus, in Emerald, they got an even stronger team for some reason. Not like they needed it, but those old gym leaders make these ones look like cakewalks, to be honest. They were just better and actually used healing items.
Well, these trainers aren't providing much of a challenge for me, but I will say, it's sure nice to be having normal trainer battles before the official gym battle, instead of some dumb olive pushing challenge or ice sledding. I even get some free experience from these battles too.
Yeah, these guys will be great for that. I hope we get to see more new ghost-type Pokemon, though, because so far we've all seen the older ones like Haunter here.
I'm surprised you haven't made any jokes about me turning into a ghost-type Pokemon, Donald. Actually, you haven't made that joke at all since we started these videos. But if you're talking about new ghost types, then that dog one is my favorite. He looks like a gravestone.
Yeah, and they bury themselves in the ground and then jump up at you if you walk by. They're all over this mountain, but I don't understand why you'd have a ghost-type gym right at the top of a snowy mountain. That logic doesn't make sense to me.
True, the only one that should be up here is the ice-type one. And then they could have put the ghost-type one down in the desert somewhere or in a cave even. A gym in a cave would have been a really cool idea, like a ghost or dark-type one. Shame they didn't think of that, but I did.
We're definitely seeing older Pokemon here, boys. The newer ones might be saved for the actual gym battle, but I'm pretty sure this is the third Sableye we've seen already, and these are just the warm-up battles.
All of them got slammed, though. They got ruined big time thanks to Chi-Yu and the Meloetta tag team. That was a clean sweep for you, George, and I am so glad we're finally seeing some victories in battles without losing a single Pokemon. We're definitely at an advantage for this gym, but I still don't think you're strong enough to take on Arvin yet.
Yeah, please don't take on Arvin yet, George. I know you mentioned you wanted to, but I don't think you're ready either. It was sheer luck that we got to his final Pokemon last time and that the Stone Edge missed, but that might not happen again.
Usually at this point I'd get told to lock in or something, but for this battle, I will go into it being all casual and the like, because I just can't see myself losing this, based off how those previous 3 battles went. Even if she's higher leveled than me, I will still win. That is what confidence is, guys.
She also looks like she's about my age, too. And here's rapping it out and battling as well with her gray-haired dreadlocks. She do be looking quite dapper.
Okay, so we got a Mimikyu and Banette up first, George. Mimikyu is super annoying because of its disguise ability, which basically works like Substitute, but for the first turn until it's hit, essentially. And Banette is your standard ghost type, really, nothing special.
I have had a lot of experience dealing with Mimikyu in my Alola Ultra Sun playthrough, which you should all go check out the full movie for guys. Its ability is annoying, but this one should be all right to deal with, since we have Dark Pulse.
It looks like we should have actually battled this gym before the ghost type one, since the level discrepancy is about 5 levels or so. So that means this gym leader has a Pokemon probably at max, level 45, which will battle you, George.
Won't be a problem for me. And her next Pokemon is Houndstone. This is the dog Pokemon you guys were talking about, and it sure does look interesting. Personally, not my favorite now I've seen it, but each to their own.
Meloetta is getting hammered in this battle, George. I hope you're keeping tabs on her. The fish, of course, is doing great and will win this battle by himself if you let him. His Beads of Ruin is so broken as well, reducing the special defense of everything on the battlefield.
You can't heal in the battle, remember, as per the rules. But Meloetta is slamming them back, Donnie, so I wouldn't worry about her. She only has 1 Pokemon left, and she's sending out Toxtricity, which is from Galar.
Pretty sure we saw this Pokemon being used by Pierce, who was a Dark-type gym leader in the Galar region. Wasn't that difficult to deal with, and won't be for you either, buddy.
Wow. Now all these other Houndstones have appeared out of nowhere to show support for this gym leader, even though she's gonna lose. Her rapping is probably what keeps them around here in the first place, if they like that sort of thing.
Of course, he's the terrestrialization going on. Not that it really did anything except waste our time. This gym battle has to be up there as the easiest one, maybe, along with the first bug or grass type one, whichever that old lady had as her team. Well done, though, George. That's 8 gym badges done and dusted.
I'd like everyone to hit the like and subscribe buttons for George collecting all 8 gym badges. And with that, we can now take on the Pokemon League if you like, buddy. Or we can take down the other Team Star bases, which I think there's only one left anyway.
Oh, looks like I'm getting formally invited to take on the Elite Four now by these two guys. Time to humble Nimona and all those other Elite Four members who have been following me around all over Paldea.
It's located back in the big starter city where the school is, George. So maybe in the next episode we can do that.
Yeah, go leave a comment on what you want to see George do next. We will see you all soon, though, guys. Take care.